Hello, and welcome to episode 17 of Some Like It Real. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Veronica.
And we're two cinephiles who love to talk movies.
We have weekly episodes discussing the newest films, creating lists and drafts, and keeping you updated on the latest movie headlines and awards races.
As a reminder, please like, rate, and subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms, which helps more people find the show.
And share it with any cinephiles in your life.
Today, we're giving you guys another draft, and it's going to be a really fun one. With Devil Wears Prada 2 coming out very, very soon, we're going to be drafting sequels.
Yes, specifically direct sequels. So sorry to any of those who wanted to see Fast X on here. Anything like that is ineligible.
Damn, no need to diss my beloved Fast X like that, Veronica. Well, we are drafting direct sequels today, and it's going to be an exciting draft. We're joined by two wonderful guests. First up, Meredith Loftus.
Hi, thanks for having me, and if I do super well this time, you'll see me in the sequel.
And Nick Beisel.
Hello.
Well, we're excited to have you both on. Welcome to the show. Meredith, this is your first time here, so how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. Thank you so much for thinking of me to do this draft. I've never done a movie draft like this before, so I'm pretty excited.
And Nick, you were on our very first draft, the 2016 movie draft, where you cleaned up the votes. How does it feel to be back after your victory? Can lightning strike twice in the bottle?
Look, I debated if I should even come back, if I should go out on top with a perfect record, but just like a sequel, I'm back for more.
So this was just a shameless cash grab for you, just milking the sequel.
Oh yeah, like it's a one for me, one for them, and this is the one for me.
Well, either way, can't wait to draft with you guys. But before we begin, Bryan, would you like to explain the rules to our listeners?
Yes, but before we do that, Veronica, you have finally won a draft. Yes. It only took 3 months, and it finally happened. How are you feeling?
Feeling great. As you saw in my various reaction posts on social media, I use the uncut gems. This is how I win gif. You know, the hereditary when she becomes yesified gif, everything like that. I'd like to thank King Payman. I'd like to thank Black Phillip. Yes, it was an honor.
All right, enough gloating already.
Sorry, not sorry.
There's Hereditary 2 coming out.
True. There was literally a fake page on IMDb that has a Hereditary sequel or something, and there were comments on it this is fake. This should be removed. As I was doing my research for the 2024 draft, I came across
it's not fake until it could happen.
It lives inside all of us.
Just like Payman.
Yes. All right. Well, back to the draft. Bryan, would you like to lay out the rules for us?
Yes, so we'll each be drafting teams of 6. There are no categories. This is just a regular style draft where we draft a direct sequel to a film. That means it has to be the second installment.
But for clarification, if it's the second installment of a trilogy, something like The Last Jedi, for example, that would make it eligible.
Yes, correct. And there are so many sequels to choose from. Not even sure where to begin, but before we do that, let's pick the draft order. Now, before I spin the name of wheels, the wheels of names, excuse me.
Wheels
wow,
of
it's
names. Late. It's past your bedtime, little boy.
It is indeed past my bedtime. Does anybody want to go first, or are all of you just wherever the wind takes me?
I have a question. Is this snake order, or is this just
This is snake order.
Okay, great.
I'll volunteer as tribute.
You'll volunteer as tribute. Okay.
All I know is I did better when I didn't go last, so I guess I'm just hoping for not fourth.
Fair enough. All right, here are our names: Bryan, Veronica, Meredith, and Nick. So Here we go with the names being spun on the wheel.
I'm so stressed.
Suspense is killing me.
Oh. It is Meredith.
All right.
Look at that. You got applause, Meredith.
Wait, do I get to pick my order, or I'm just automatically...
You're automatically first.
Fine. Well, I already know what I'm picking first, and it's going to be the best one, so...
All right. Next
Right,
up
number
is
2.
going to be. Oh, is it Nick? Oh,
Close. It's Nick.
I wasn't even looking at anyone's reaction, and I just see Nick's hand over his.
I literally can't read it, so I'm just trusting what you say.
All right, now it's between the hosts of this show. Let's see what happens.
Son of a bitch.
Might come
I
in
feel like
last
2
again.
is the worst one.
Don't dupe yourself. Oh, you duped yourself.
Last.
You duped yourself.
Damn. There we go. All right, number 4. Let's do it.
All right, so the draft order is Meredith, Nick, me, and Veronica. So before we get into drafting, let's go around and talk a little about what we look for in a good, if not great, sequel. So Meredith, let's start with you.
Yeah, I mean, it is hard to go back to a story that worked the first time. How do you make it even better? So I think for me, it really matters about critical and financial success. What's the cultural value? What's the narrative value of this sequel? Is it building the world? How is it introducing new themes or even expanding on themes that have been introduced in the first movie? And more importantly, it leaves a positive impact on the franchise.
Absolutely. Nick, same question to you.
A lot of the same. I don't think I look for anything different than I would a normal movie, just something written well, something that, I don't know, something good. But I guess with a sequel is, does it expand on the lore? Does it feel like something more than a cash grab? Does it have some sort of substantial meaning to it other than, well, it worked before, so let's do it again, but for a reason, I don't know, less honorable than making something good, making something worth money.
And Veronica, how about you?
Yeah, you both said it, especially that part, Nick, about just not being. It needs to have a reason to exist. You want the sense that everyone who's working on this is doing it because they felt moved to. They felt like the story had to continue, and not just because the studio wanted to make some more money on it. So that's definitely important. I think it varies a lot with genre too. I think there are some stories that like you want to see it get bigger and better and ramp up a bit. And then there are some stories where I'm like, I could watch 15 movies like this and like they don't need to change a thing. I just want to like live with these characters. So yeah, there's a wide range and it all depends what your taste is. Bryan, what are your favorite types of sequels?
Pretty similar to everything that all of you were saying. If it has a necessity of even existing, and if it gives us a reason to even want to go back to this world with these characters and everything. And sometimes a sequel could really benefit its predecessor into making it a lot better and stronger. So, you know, with all these sequels that we're probably going to be drafted today, you can make an argument that some of them are on the same level of the original, maybe not as good, but still good, or we might be drafting sequels that are better than the original, which is a really hard thing to pull off. But I think a lot of the sequels that we'll probably be talking about tonight are really, really great in their own way. So I'm really excited to draft all these sequels, and this is going to be tough. And Veronica, you had texted me right before we started saying no categories. This is going to be a bloodbath.
Okay, yeah, this is so wide open with no categories, so we'll see.
We will see indeed. This is going to be very, very exciting. So shall we begin?
Let's go. I'm ready.
Let's go.
I'm
Meredith, you
scared.
get to go first. So what is going to be not only your first pick, but the first pick of the entire draft as a whole?
Easy. It's the greatest movie ever made, Paddington 2.
Nice.
Motherfucker.
What a way to kick it off. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
We're not messing around here. If I'm going to be first, I'm getting the greatest movie ever made.
Okay, this isn't gonna be a walkabout. This is gonna
No.
take something.
This is a bloodbath.
So why to you is Paddington 2 the best movie ever made?
It unseated Citizen Kane on Rotten Tomatoes as the best movie, the highest rated movie of all time. It expands the story of Paddington and introduces Hugh Grant in one of his best roles ever done before. Also, it's just really charming and lovely, and it just gives you this message of if everyone is just kind and polite, the world would be right. And Seriously, we need that message all of the time. Not to mention Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal cry over this movie in The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, truly seeing the genius that is this movie. So
Is that what they're crying about in that?
yes,
I get it. I get it.
Oh, what a great first pick. Oh man, I didn't think that you were gonna go in that direction. That's a that's a great first pick.
That was a top 3 pick for me to go. Damn, that's a good pick.
Nice.
What
That's
a what a
good shout too, with it already being like sort of solidified in our movie landscape as like a classic that everyone loves, and Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Like that's just so acknowledged now that is like an all-timer movie, and for good reason.
I just
great.
have to. It bears repeating that it really is like the
Bears.
best Hugh Grant has ever been.
yeah.
It really like he's incredible in that.
Yeah.
It's really great. I mean, the first Paddington is really good on its own, but that sequel just really just went to a whole new level, and yeah, it's
It's like
phenomenal.
homages to Charlie Chaplin and all this stuff. Like it's a piece of history.
It really is. It absolutely is.
Strong.
All right.
pick to start us off.
Nick, your first pick. What are you gonna to draft?
Okay, so I have to do the same thing I did last time, which is determine whether I pick with my heart or with my head. And I think for the first pick, I'm gonna pick with my head, and I'm gonna go with The Dark Knight.
Okay. Yep.
I think on the surface it's a smart pick, it's a popular pick, and I do really love this film. I don't go back to it quite as often as I would want to, but I think as far as sequels go, it's one that is easily better than the original. Like Batman Begins is I think it's fine, but The Dark Knight just takes everything that was the foundation of what Batman was in this trilogy and just totally makes everything better. Heath Ledger's performance is maybe one of my favorite in all of film. I think he's just absolutely incredible in it. And yeah, it was a movie that I had heard about before I really got into movies seriously. So I think just in the lexicon of film, it's just super important and super good.
Is this Christopher Nolan's best movie though?
No.
I wouldn't say it isn't either.
know.
It's up there for me, but it's not the best in my opinion.
It's like this, Inception, and Oppenheimer, like duking it out for me personally.
I am a oh my god, I'm a Prestige truther.
Prestige is
Oh,
my
that
third
too, yeah.
favorite Nolan movie.
but
my third
Oppenheimer I think took over as my favorite of his. I think it's just like a perfectly tight 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
I do think The Dark Knight is his most rewatchable movie. Like of his best, it's the one that you can easily go back to and rewatch. Versus, yes, like Oppenheimer is well edited as a tight 3-hour movie, but you are carving out like 3 hours for it. Versus, or even Interstellar as well. You just have to dedicate that much time. Whereas it doesn't feel that way when you jump into Chris Nolan's Gotham.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the fact that, yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Well, with Interstellar, I don't feel like carving out the time to watch that. I think just like Big Fat Liar, comparable. I just haven't I haven't seen Interstellar in like over a decade, but I'll rewatch The Dark Knight at any point. I'll rewatch Oppenheimer
You
at
should,
any
you
point.
should rewatch Interstellar. I wasn't as high on it the first time, and I rewatched it when it got re-released in theaters, and my whole perception on it changed. Yeah, I mean, The Dark Knight is incredible. I know that to a lot of people, it's regarded as maybe the greatest comic book superhero film ever, and it's definitely very different from a majority of the comic book superhero movies that we've gotten prior and ones that we've gotten since. And Heath Ledger's performance, I mean, you said it, Nick, it really is one of the greatest performances ever brought to screen. It still blows my mind that it won an Oscar, because you would never think that performance would even win the highest prize in Hollywood, but it's just one of the most celebrate wins ever, and it's so good. It's not my favorite Batman movie though. I know that that's might be a bit of a
I agree.
controversial take.
I agree.
I do love it
the
though. I do
Batman.
love The Dark Knight. I do love The Dark Knight though. It is great. The whole Michael Mann influences and everything. Like I really like the approach of it, but it wouldn't be my number one sequel and everything. Although it is a smart first pick for a team. It's definitely a really good first round pick in general.
Surprised it hasn't come up on the pod before. I guess it hasn't really been eligible for any of the drafts, but it's just such a, crossover between like wildly popular and wildly acclaimed, and it just like I think that's both really earned.
Yeah, and a lot of people do think that this is the reason why the Academy decided to expand to 10 Best Picture nominees and everything, because this missed out. It is kind of wild, though, that this did miss Picture. It is a little crazy, considering it got, like, 10 nominations, and it obviously won Supporting Actor, so...
I mean, what won that year? King's
Slumdog
Speech?
Millionaire.
Oh.
Not my
Fine
favorite
movie.
Danny Boyle movie. A director that could come up later today, just to let everyone know.
Will come
I
out
have,
later.
I have a soft spot for Slumdog Millionaire, so I'm not taking away from it. But yeah, I think that year in particular, it was very apparent that there was a shift in the cinematic landscape, that we should start celebrating genre films that have like prestige to it, like The Dark Knight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wait, Brian, what is your favorite Batman movie?
Yeah.
The Batman.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
good.
Really?
I agree.
It's
I
a great
agree.
one.
I
I've been-
like it, but not over.
Can I
Dark Knight.
preemptively pick
Come
the Batman
on.
Part 2?
You'll get there one day, Veronica. You'll get there and you'll
Not over Dark
understand how
Knight.
it. Okay, maybe not over the Dark Knight, but one day you'll get there into the I Love It train. You'll get there one day. I can feel it in my bones.
If we ever get the second one.
Please don't say it
I'll
like
rewatch
that. I needed more
I
than
need
air.
it.
I'll be dead.
All right, so now it's my turn. Dark Knight and Patton Chu were taken off.
Two absolute titans.
I guess to
Film.
continue going with like the popular picks, I think it would be ideal for me to go with The Empire Strikes Back.
Go ahead. Have
Good
it.
idea, yeah.
Fine.
Take it.
Okay.
It's my favorite Star Wars film. Easily, it's the one that I've watched the most throughout my entire life. Every time I go back to it, it gets better and better for me. Obviously, the Darth Vader stuff is iconic. I would have really killed to have been alive when this movie came out and went into the theater and then get that reveal told to me like on the screen. That would have been so sick. But I do love A New Hope, but I think that Empire expands on that a lot further and gives a bit more of a grounded story. There's a lot more exciting set pieces. There's more development towards the characters. It isn't just like a Luke Skywalker story. You have his story, but then you have the stuff going on with Han Solo and Leia. Then you have the stuff going on with Vader. It's able to balance all these stories very seamlessly, and it is interesting too to where when you do watch the original trilogy, all of them do feel very different from one another, but they all complement each other really strongly, in my opinion. So even though The Empire Strikes Back wouldn't be my favorite sequel of all time, I think it is regarded as one of the greats that we've ever received, and it is really great. I'm a big fan of it, so that is going to be my first pick.
I mean, I get it. It's kind of cliche. I mean, my favorite Star Wars is A New Hope, so I don't have the same type of like affinity for Empire, but even objectively, I know Empire Strikes Back like really changed the game, expanded the lore of the Star Wars universe, especially that big reveal. Like what one of the all-time great twists to find that out. And the introduction of Yoda, who is my favorite Jedi.
Yeah.
Knew the love story between Han and Leia, the stuff with Lando, the introduction of Boba Fett. Like, there's so much that happens in Empire that I think as a Star Wars fan, we often take for granted, of just how much of a gamble it was to go back and to do as much as they did, and that we, at least modern audiences, we have just automatically accepted that. I would be so curious if I was around in 1980 to see that movie, if I would have been like upset by it the way that we see modern fans are, versus like would I have also been in love with it immediately? But I mean, it's hard to deny Empire, so I knew it was going to go very quickly no matter what. So
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah, and like Star Wars isn't my favorite franchise. I do like Star Wars, but there's other franchises that I prefer over that one. And I will say that for me, again, like this is easily my favorite of the entire series. And I was reading that it wasn't as embraced when it came out in the 80s. Like a lot of people were very critical of it, which is kind of crazy when you watch it now and you're like, how could people have like said all these bad things about this movie? But it's stood out as one of the greatest sequels ever made. And, you know, to a lot of people, it's one of the greatest films ever made. Maybe not to me, but it is a really great film. So I'm a big fan.
I probably lean slightly more towards A New Hope, but I also really appreciate a movie, like a big, you know, blockbuster movie that ends on a downer. Like I sort of really
Yes,
appreciate
agreed.
that
Exactly.
swing, and this is, I mean, one of the best to ever do it. Yes, this is definitely. I mean, they're 1 and 2 for me. They're like so
Yeah.
close, and I think, you know, they're a great foil of each other. And
Yeah.
goes well
Empire
together.
and New Hope are my top two. So it's like, you know, I think that those are regarded by a lot of people as two of the best. Nick?
I'll just say that I have a list of 24 sequels to make sure there's, just in case every single one is picked, and that was not on my short list.
Are you not a fan of Empire?
I'm not a fan of Star Wars in general, and I knew it was going to be picked, so I didn't even waste my time.
Yeah. Do you want to spill your hot Star Wars take to Meredith and what you think is the best Star Wars film ever?
Oh, it's Rogue One for sure.
Oh, that's right.
It's not.
Covered this.
I don't think that's a bad. I don't think that's a crazy hot take. I know a lot of people who feel
I don't
that
think
way.
it is either. I don't think it's.
It's just not a
think-
common, you know, number one favorite for a lot of people.
I
so.
do think that after Andor in particular, you have seen that shift, like, or more people have been more open about, like, oh yeah, I think Rogue One's my favorite Star Wars movie, or I think it's the best. So, which Andor might be one of the greatest things that Star Wars has ever done.
know.
Post
I still
Empire
haven't,
Strikes
I
Back,
still haven't
so-
watched Andor.
I need to watch it.
Dude, get
I know.
on it.
I
Andor is
know.
my favorite Star Wars thing to exist, like even above New Hope and Empire. So I will simp for it on this podcast once again.
You know what a hot take might be though? I'd rather watch The Last Jedi than Empire Strikes Back.
Ooh.
Oh, jeez.
The hot take.
You're my kind of guy. Let's talk Last Jedi.
Well, I really can't talk it because I don't think I've seen that in over whenever it came out. So
2017,
But
almost 10
I-
years ago.
and it's
I
eligible
remem-
for this. So.
I remember watching it and just being like, I don't really get the hate, but that's just me.
It's okay. It's not as bad as people say it is, but I also don't think it's that great either.
I also
All
don't
right.
think anybody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, Veronica, you get to draft 2 films, so what is going to be your first pick?
Oh my god. Okay. Well, I have the double one here, so I guess I'll stick with sort of a franchise one since they're gonna go kind of quickly.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm deciding between a few of them, but let me see. All right.
Go with your
I'm
head.
gonna solidify. I'll go for Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
Is that am I safe, Nick? Is
Good-
okay?
Good pick. It was not what I was thinking, but it's a good pick.
Gotcha. I haven't rewatched it in quite a while, but I mean, the Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 were just like definitely my introduction to superheroes and comic book movies. I remember seeing them around when they came out as a kid, and it just made such an impression on me. You know, they both do everything so well, and this one is, you know, introduces Doc Ock. I think some people favor this one over the first one. It's like arguable to me. I could see either one. But yeah, Sam Raimi here just completely cooked. I think that the action is great. It's well written. The characters are so well established, and yeah, this is, I think, just like maybe the top 5 superhero movies for sure, easily.
Yeah, I grew up like watching the 2002 one over and over and over again, and I never really crept into the sequels until more recently. I actually just watched Spider-Man 2 maybe last month, Took a gummy and enjoyed it quite a bit. It was a lot of fun. I think it does do a lot of things better. I do think Doc Ock is a really good villain, and I think the action in it is well shot, well choreographed, and you miss a little bit of Willem Dafoe, but I think Doc Ock is a worthy successive villain.
Yeah, Alfred Molina is so good as Doc Ock, and I just love like Peter's internal struggle in Spider-Man 2 that
Yes.
much more. Like, yes, we always talk about the subway fight, which is pretty iconic at this point, but yeah, what his internal struggles I think are just that much stronger. You know, like we already had
Just
the
got
origin
chills.
story. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, Spider-Man 2 is definitely one of the great superhero sequels out there, up there with The Dark Knight, and maybe a couple that might be mentioned later at some point.
Yeah, this is definitely my favorite Spider-Man film. Not to be cliche with everyone, I do love the '02 Spider-Man movie as well. But this one, it kind of similar to The Empire Strikes Back. What I said before was that when I was younger and I first watched this, I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with it and everything. But admittedly, when I was a kid, the emotional stuff, the non-action sequences didn't really do a lot for me. But then when I got older and I started having a better grasp of films and storytelling and everything, I really took a huge liking towards that element of this film. And I think that that's why it's been regarded as one of the great superhero sequels, one of the great superhero films in general, and one of the great sequels that we've ever received too. And Sam Raimi, honestly, this year when he released Send Help, it reminded me a lot of how genuinely great of a filmmaker he is and how versatile of a storyteller he is too, because you wouldn't think that the guy who made the Evil Dead movies would make the Spider-Man movies. And I just think that it's a very eclectic array of work that he has put himself through, and I really do love Spider-Man 2, and I'm shocked that nobody mentioned Vindicated. Hello.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah.
god. Oh my. I had the CD. I think it was like a Spider-Man CD, and I always thought that Vindicated was at the end of the first one for some
No,
reason,
the
because it was
first
on
one,
that
it's
CD.
it's that Chad Kroger song, right?
Yeah. I am so high. Yeah, Vindicated's so good. That's how I found out
Vindicated.
about Dashboard Confessional.
Well, when I found out, like, I hadn't heard that song for years, and then I listened to it just randomly on a whim, and I'm like, oh, what a great song. And then when I remembered that it was the song for Spider-Man 2, I'm like, oh yeah, I could hear it in the lyrics. I could just, oh, it's so good.
It's a good credit song.
Yeah, great credit song. Great pick, Veronica. What is going to be your second pick?
All right, next up, well, I guess it is a franchise in a way, but I'm moving away from blockbusters into more of the cinephile
Oh,
Oh,
no.
you're
realm.
gonna do it. You're
Fuck.
gonna do it.
Fuck
You're gonna
you.
do it.
I'll be taking Before Sunset.
Fuck you, Meredith. Not Meredith. Veronica.
Wow.
Crashed out so hard.
Wow.
Oh my gosh! What?
Wow. Look what you've done. You've caused
Crash out
turmoil.
initiated. Wow.
You've caused turmoil.
I don't think I really have to say anything. I think that speaks for itself.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I don't think she'll
I
be
love
back
you,
for the
Meredith.
sequel.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is how I know I'm not being invited back.
Oh my god, yeah. Three-way
That's-
crash out there. I think I got it.
Yeah, that was like the end of Before Midnight.
Why are you drafting Before Sunset?
Because it pissed everyone else off. That's why.
You
Because
going the cynical route once again.
I'm not. I absolutely love this movie. This is definitely one of my favorites eligible. So, yeah, completely love this series. We've talked about it before, probably on the romance movies drafts, that it's almost hard for me to separate them. I just think of all three of them as a complete story, a complete picture. Luckily, this one is the only one eligible, so it's sort of singled out for me here. And I think for a lot of people, this might be like the highlight of the series, and for very good reason. Like, it is so cool to pick up with Celine and Jesse. I mean, I'm sure people didn't expect to have a sequel to after before Sunrise, so it was probably, you know, people were like, what is this going to look like? What is this going to be? And the fact that it recaptures a lot of the magic, the strolling through European cities that everyone loved from the first film, but it also is introducing a lot of darkness, regrets, you know, people getting into middle age and not quite being satisfied with how their life is going, not sure if it's too late to make a change, and this other person just being the impetus for questioning all of that. And in addition to, you know, just being so well written, having such incredible performances from Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, and their chemistry is just unmatched. So yeah, as the sort of glue that holds this trilogy together, I think that it's just one of the best sequels out there. And I can't imagine, you know, I would have loved to, like, I definitely wasn't into it at the time, like I was probably too young, but I can't imagine like the reaction I would have now if this had come out in real time and I was so excited about it, because it's such a joy to revisit too anytime.
Like
Because I
watching
had
the
a
Avengers team
crash
up.
out where I mixed up Veronica and Meredith. I'm going to let Meredith give her thoughts on the film first.
Well, thanks. I was actually late to the Before trilogy. I didn't watch it until within the past like 6 to 7 years, I think. But I really enjoyed Before Sunrise, but Before Sunset like stunned me in a way that like I just wasn't expecting. And I am, in the words of Ted Lasso, I am a rom-communist, so I love rom-coms quite a bit. And yes, this is a term. It will all work out. Go rewatch Ted Lasso. Watch that episode from season 2. Anyways, but
I'm not
yeah,
judging.
Before Sunrise or Before Sunset it's just stunning in like the pace of it, just how the chemistry just picks up immediately where it had been left off years later. Just even that final scene just gives me chills when I think about it. Just like the look that Ethan Hawke gives her, just it's so good.
I miss that plane.
Oh,
Miss that plane.
the best ending of all time. My favorite ending ever in cinema. This is my favorite sequel ever made, and Richard Linklater is one of my guys. Me and Nick, like, we both have a huge love for Richard Linklater, and this trilogy to me might be his magnum opus, but then again, I mean, when you also have Boyhood, which I also think is in contention for his magnum opus, I genuinely think that this is, to me, the greatest thing that he's ever put out. And the fact that he made 3 films that, you know, he created a trilogy out of romance drama from the 90s that was really catered for the cinephiles and not the mainstream audience, that's really saying a lot. And the fact that he was able to, again, bring you back into this world, make you care about these characters, remind you of why you loved following them the first time, and we followed them older and more wiser, I guess, if you want to think that. But I also think that this film, too, is so extraordinary because it's set in real time. It's literally an 80-minute movie. It's set literally over 80 minutes, and it flows so well to the point where you forget that you're watching a movie. You feel like you're a fly on the wall with all 3 of these movies. But everything that Veronica and Meredith had said, like, this really is the best of the trilogy. And I know that it's subjective for everybody, but I think it's a clear consensus that for a majority of people, this is their favorite of the entire trilogy.
Yeah, it's so tight, and there's just that sense of yearning you feel between them the whole time. Like when she reaches for his head, and you're waiting throughout to see if they, like, you think that they didn't meet up or they didn't come back, and they did, right? They did come back. Or they did try. Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like you're literally watching 2 people fall in love in real time, and just seeing their conversations together and what things mean to each one. And then at the end, you're like, well, shit, we've got to get another sequel now. I mean, it just leaves it up to,
See
it
you
open.
in 9 years.
Yeah. Which, where's the new one? Where's Before Midday?
Yeah, we're
Dawn.
running out.
Before Dawn.
Ooh, Before Dawn. I remember,
it's-
I think I remember talking to Nick a few years ago about how, like, it would be so interesting if they were to make a 4th one, like, they're towards, like, the end of their lives, and it's like very decrepit and depressing in comparison to the first three, which, yeah, they're dramas and everything, but there's a sense of hope in all three of them and everything. But like the fourth one is like the bleakest movie ever.
Like they talk about regrets and things like
bring
that.
it on. That would be great for
Regret,
me.
mortality, like Oscars for
Time-
everybody.
Time
Yes.
wasted not being together.
God, that would literally, I think, end everybody if they made that. That would be the end to everybody. All right, those are great first two picks, Veronica. Both 2004 films. Crazy enough.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, didn't even realize that.
So my next pick, I'm gonna go with The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers.
Son of a bitch. I'm just crossing everything off my list.
I'm sorry.
It's part of the game.
This is my favorite trilogy ever. And Two Towers, again, similar to all the other films that we've brought up before, didn't really fully connect to Two Towers the first time I saw it when I was a kid, because I liked Fellowship and Return of the King a lot more. Two Towers to me felt slow and dull and not as exciting as the other two. But the emotional arc of it is what really compels me into certain days going, that might be my favorite Lord of the Rings ever. I watch these movies once every year, and every time I go back to them, they just grow and grow for me. And Two Towers, my appreciation really skyrockets every single time I go back to it. Obviously, it introduced us to Gollum and the incredible work from Andy Serkis, the phenomenal motion capture work that still looks good today, 24 years later. It's really incredible how the CGI in these films have aged really, really strongly. Take notes, films nowadays. But, this movie, it has literally everything you want, as do all these movies in The Lord of the Rings. There's great action, there's great comedy, there's drama, there's romance, there's just a little bit of everything for everybody. And with the Two Towers, there's a lot of really incredible moments. The Battle of Helm's Deep is one of the greatest set pieces ever put to screen. I don't understand how Peter Jackson didn't get nominated for director for that alone. It's absolutely insane that he didn't get the nomination for that. But then, Sam's speeches just make me cry every single time, and his speech in this, goddamn, wow, great stuff.
They keep coming up on my reels, and I just want to cry every time I'm watching them.
That's our SAG president right there, just crushing our hearts out. Love to
Can he
see
just
it.
be our
So Two
president?
Towers is my next pick. So, do you guys have any opinions on the Two Towers?
I tend to be more of a Fellowship girly. I just feel like that's the one I've
Same.
rewatched more often. But
Same.
I do remember just for a quick anecdote, my first experience with Two Towers was that my dad loved Lord of the Rings. I had watched Fellowship with him like once it was on DVD and everything. So I'd seen it at home, and he was like, "You want to go to the movies to see the next one?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." He bought like the first opening day tickets, whatever. The first scene starts with Gollum like creeping down the mountain like near Sam and Frodo and stuff, and I was buried in his shoulder, like so afraid to look. And he was like, do you want to go? I was like, I don't know. Can you get your money back? He was like, I don't know. I'll go. I asked him years later. I was like, you didn't actually get your money back, right? Like you just left with me. And he was like, no, actually, I went next, and they gave me a free movie ticket. So I was just like, I was so
That's
concerned. I
nice.
didn't want to. I did screw up his plans to see it the first day, but I'm sure he went back soon. So yeah, Gollum freaked me the hell out for the longest time after that. I was so afraid. But by the time it came on DVD, I think I was ready to watch it at home in a safe environment.
He is a fucking terrifying little
yeah.
shit.
My
crazy.
sister was terrified for years of Gollum. Like I just to like mess with her a little bit. Sometimes I'd come up close behind her and I'd go precious, and she would like freak out. That Gollum and E.T. she was like did not mess with. So
Oh my God, E.T.
But yeah,
Love
huge
that.
part,
Love that guy.
in huge part to Andy Serkis's performance, and like you said, Brian, the effects, which are just like they hold up so completely well. Like I think we peaked here. I think that it's been like on a downhill slope ever since in terms of how blockbusters look with effects and cinematography and everything. This is just like absolute peak.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just echo the same thing. Two Towers is my least favorite in the trilogy, which is not. I mean, that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just the one that I don't. It's just not my favorite. But it's still like, it's incredible. It's really hard to put into words how good these films are, and like you said, the Battle of Helm's Deep is maybe one of the best put to film as far as battle sequences go.
Yeah.
It's incredible stuff. Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. I have a couple things in mind, but I think what I'm going to go with is Terminator 2.
It's a big one.
Huge one.
Now, I'm not an action person typically, so the fact that my top two picks are action films really lends itself to how good these movies are. And I think Terminator 2 is the perfect example of the sequel being better than the original. For the longest time, I never even saw the first Terminator. But this is just like, what, 2 hours and 20 minutes of just pure, straight action. It's a chase film. It's a road film. It's a lot of different things. And it's not my favorite James Cameron. That's Titanic. But
Amen, brother.
But it's right there. I mean, this is about as good as it gets as far as action goes, and emotionally, it's pretty intense. The ending is just sorry. Excuse me. Just need to take a second. It's so good. Like, it's about as good as it gets as far as sequels, because it's maybe a masterpiece.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of those reasons are the reasons why I love it. In fact, like, Terminator 2, I was under the impression that was always the Terminator. So when I saw the first Terminator movie for the first time, like, I think it was 2020 when I finally watched it, I was shocked that Arnold was, like, the villain in that, and kind of like the storyline itself. So then, because I've always known, like, he was the hero from Judgment Day, and, you know, Sarah Connor being such a badass, and like all of the things from T2 has permeated pop culture enough. I just thought that was really the first Terminator movie, so it was such like a shock to find out that wasn't the case. But to see just the elevation of everything that James Cameron does in that movie, it's just significantly better. Like, the action is better, the stakes are better, the character dynamics are better. Just so much about it works on a different level, and I just hats off to Terminator 2. I agree, Titanic is his best movie. Don't at me, but that is his best. Yeah. That is, I think, like, it's a crowning achievement to have a movie like that.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's so good. And I like how this one leans into more of a sci-fi element, and the first one is more of like a horror film. I think that's like really, really cool how they were able to differ themselves. Because, yeah, like you said, if you watch this film first, you think like, oh, Terminator 1 is exactly like this. No, it's not. It's very much different. And it's obviously, I think the first one was made with like a $6 million budget, and this one had like almost $100 million budget. So, like, to go from super small to super big is really impressive. And yeah, there's no one out there like James Cameron, truly. Like, you could say that, yeah, he may not write good dialogue or whatever, but that man knows how to direct. He knows how to direct action set pieces and badass moments. It's great. It's so good.
This is probably one of the most successful sequels too that pulls off the make your villain the protagonist in the second one. Like, that's a really hard thing to do, and it's almost sort of like cliche now, but I think that this is like one of the greatest examples of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. And Robert Patrick freaks the fuck out of me in this movie. And every time I see him in anything, I get scared. Because I will tell you right now that I shit you not, the first time I watched this I was probably like 8 or 9 years old. and then I saw Bridge to Terabithia, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that the villain from Terminator 2? I'm like,
He's so
oh, no.
intimidating.
He's so intimidating. Great, a very underrated actor. Love Terminator 2. That's an awesome pick. All right, Meredith, you get to draft 2 films. So what are you going to pick next?
Okay. I mean, I've been eyeing, my list, and, I'm in this unique position. I get to pick 2, and I got to make it count. So for the sake of I have to get it off the table, I got to get The Godfather Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It lasted this long, yeah.
Yeah, it lasted this long. I have to take it. I mean, The Godfather is considered a masterpiece. How do you improve on a masterpiece? Simple. You do the same thing, but then you also do the origin story of Vito Corleone. Like, you do it. You do what you did and all of the great stuff, but you're also showing the rise and the fall of someone at the exact same time with paralleling storylines. It is it's a masterpiece. The fact that Francis Ford Coppola was able to just knock it out of the park like that to two-peat, essentially, with incredible performances by Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. Honestly, the whole cast just gets their flowers and then some. What can be said about The Godfather 2 that hasn't already been said? But it's undeniable.
It's both the greatest sequel and the greatest prequel ever made.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that it was able to do both flawlessly says a lot. And this is a beefy movie. It's like 3.5 hours long, and honestly,
like
there's
it.
not a second that I would trim out, quite frankly. Everything felt earned in that movie. Everything with Vito, everything with Michael. It's very thrilling. It's exciting. It's so heartbreaking too. And the ending, we when we did our Best Picture winners draft a while ago, I had talked about how the ending to the first Godfather is so iconic and so remarkable on its own. But the ending to The Godfather 2, that's like an even bigger gut punch for me. I love The Godfather Part 2, and I'm surprised as well that it wasn't in the first round, but it would have been, I think, even more shocking if it wasn't in the second round. Like, it would have been crazy if we went 2 rounds without drafting this.
I think The Godfather Part 1 is the more entertaining film, but I think The Godfather Part 2 is the better, it's just a better film.
100%.
Yeah, we got to talk about this on our last draft. But yeah, I haven't rewatched any of them in quite a while. But obviously goes without saying, it's a remarkable and again a great format for a sequel, a great revolutionary sort of way to stage this and set up the characters and everything. So yeah, great pick.
Okay, now to kick off round 3.
It's tough.
Okay. Toy Story 2.
Fuck!
Damn.
Man.
It's my favorite Toy Story.
So
Honestly, there are days where it's my favorite too.
Toy Story 2, from every conceivable level, Toy Story 2 has no right to be as good as it is. Like, from a narrative level, the fact that Woody is now contemplating his place as a toy in Andy's life. Like, what good are you and your purpose if you were broken? How do you find new purpose? What gives you meaning? Then you're also dealing with themes of abandonment with Jessie, which is heartbreaking. The Sarah McLachlan song kills me every single time. It also expands the toys universe. They leave Andy's house to go rescue Woody. They go to Al's Toy Barn. We get to meet Zurg. We have that Empire Strikes Back reveal. It's just incredible.
That's one of the best parodies of any twist ever.
Yes. And then and especially after Buzz coming from like realizing that he's a toy to being confronted with like so much of himself and seeing the version that he used to be versus now. You also get the introduction of Barbie, voiced by Jodie Benson, Little Mermaid herself, which I think is a great addition to the cast. I mean, Jessie as well, Stinky Pete, voiced by Kelsey Grammer, who does a fantastic job.
Phenomenal voice work.
Underrated Pixar villain. Genuinely,
100%.
he's so good.
He's so good at playing villains. We love him as Fraser Crane, but he's so good as Stinky Pete. He's great as Slideshow Bob. Like, he is an undeniable talent that doesn't get the recognition nowadays that he did back in the day.
Definitely. So, like, for all of these reasons and just so much more. And then also, Toy Story 2 was the third Pixar movie. That was the movie that told everybody that Pixar is around to stay. Like, you want to talk about, having cultural value like that, this was it. And Toy Story, as much as I resent the fact that that Toy Story 5 is coming out this year, I can't deny that they've proven with every Toy Story sequel they can make it and make it great every single time. Each of them makes me cry. And like Toy Story, the first one, is still such a good movie, but to elevate it the way that it does in Toy Story 2, it blows my mind. So yeah, I had to grab Toy Story 2.
So Nick, you had said that this is your favorite Toy Story film. Why is that?
It's just better. It looks better. More interesting story. Like Meredith said, they go outside. They go on an adventure. They expand the world and the lore. And also, did anybody else have the audiobook growing up?
No, I don't think so.
There was like this picture book that had an accompanying cassette tape you could play with it. And I'm pretty sure it was voice acted by the characters. Or maybe they just took the voices from the movie or something, but like I can still hear it. I can still hear the voices. I can still see the book and the line readings. So I think I just watched it at a really important time in my life. So it stuck with me more than the first one did.
I kind of want to bounce back to something that Meredith brought up with Buzz and everything in this film. I really do love how we see Buzz. You know, I don't know how long this takes place after the first. It's probably a few years. I don't really remember the exact time frame. And when he goes to the toy barn and then he sees, you know, Buzz and the package and everything, I notice this every time I go back to watching these films. There's something that Tim Allen does with his voice when he's playing packaged Buzz and then the Buzz that we know and everything. Like, I think it's really clever voice work on his part of what he's able to do. And
like cheery, like I know what you're talking about, but trying to explain
I don't know how to describe it, but it's like very different. Like, it's a very cool vocal exercise on his part. And yeah,
I'm gonna go play catch with my dad.
Oh, you're a great dad. Yippee! Good throw, son. That's my boy.
Good throw, son.
Oh, it's so good. I can't believe I had to drive to work on a Saturday all the way to work. That's literally me when I go across the street to go food shopping. I'm like,
oh my god!
No, dude, it's on a Saturday. It's so good. Did you guys know that film almost got deleted from the world?
Yes. Yeah. And they just laid off that employee who had the backup and saved it, like in the last round of Pixar layoffs. Like, that was devastating.
That person should have been on tenure. He literally saved the film.
He saved Pixar. Period.
No loyalty.
Oh,
no loyalty whatsoever.
Insane.
I hate the layoffs happening right now.
I didn't know that he got laid off. Oh, that's fucked.
I thought maybe I have this is a different story or something. I thought it was a woman who was like out on maternity leave, and she had it backed up somewhere, and I don't know, maybe that was something else. But either way, that's so crazy.
The fact that it was deleted, but like needed that somebody had a backup is just what a
perplexing.
oh my gosh,
Lost
truly
the whole
insane.
movie. It's wild. Yeah, it's cool to like introduce here, like, and like we're saying, like building upon a first movie. It's cool to introduce the idea that like Woody is kind of this like limited edition toy, and he's got this whole like lore and everything. And it's like, but it also just ultimately just comes down to like he wants to be with Andy and he wants to be with the other toys, and it's just about finding love within your familial unit as toys or as people and everything. So that's a cool like direction to go, and I think that all of the Toy Story movies have been so good at, like we're saying, like having a reason to exist and having something to say with these characters. So yeah, this one is just like out of the world.
And it has a great all-timer insult from Woody. Well, if the boot fits, say that again. If the boot fits.
I say that like in real life.
So good.
I don't even think if the shoe fits. I think if the boot fits.
That's all I think of too.
And Woody's Roundup was my Instagram song for a while.
No way.
Yeah, I think I
Incredible.
just changed it.
So good.
Woody's Roundup.
Come on,
really
time to
good.
play.
There's Jessie the yodeling cowgirl. Yodel, 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 yodel.
Before we get into a song and dance moment, what's your next pick, Nick?
Well, I've picked two with my head, but I think it's time to go with my heart.
Let's go.
I'm picking the other T2. T2 Train Spotting.
Masterpiece.
Now, this may not mean anything to people that aren't fans of the first one, or maybe just don't like them, but when I was sitting in the theater watching T2 Train Spotting, I was transported to a different world. Scotland, I guess, but it's just this movie is really hard for me to explain. I think the sheer fact that you get the same characters 20 years later in varying spots in their lives, some better, some worse. But I think it's just seeing the gang together again. Like, I don't know. Ewan will always be Mark Renton, no matter what he does. And everybody else will always be their characters. Sick Boy, Spud, Begbie. Like, so I think I just have too much of a love for the original to ever see these people as anything other than who they are in these movies. And I think it's just shot really uniquely, the way that Danny Boyle shoots his films, just like these really unique off-kilter shots. The musical tunes throughout, the needle drops are done at perfect times, and just the songs chosen. Just I can't explain it. I can't put it into words. It's just so good.
This is a masterful sequel. Trainspotting, like with you, Nick, it's one of my favorite films of all time. And when they announced that they were doing a sequel to Trainspotting, I'm like, why would you tarnish something that was already so good? And also, why are we waiting 20 years? Honestly, there are times where I'm like, this could be even better than the first one. Like, it's that good of a sequel. And to me, if you're gonna look at the great legacy sequels that come out multiple decades after its predecessor, this is how you do it. And everything that Nick said, I couldn't agree more. The soundtrack is awesome. Like, all the needle drops are great. The imagery is beautiful. The performances are wonderful. And I agree, while I do love Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, even though I stated that I'm not as big of a Star Wars fan as I am with other franchises, Mark Renton will always be my go-to Ewan McGregor performance. And these actors also jumped back into these roles like they never left either, which is really impressive too. And Danny Boyle, one of our earliest episodes of the pod, we reviewed the 28 Years Later sequel, which Danny Boyle obviously didn't direct, but he obviously had an involvement in it. And I had brought up of how I think he's just one of the most underappreciated filmmakers that we have in the industry, because even though he has an Oscar and he's made a handful of celebrated movies, he doesn't get the fanfare that other filmmakers seem to receive, which is crazy to me. But this is a great, great film, and definitely one of the more underappreciated sequels that we've ever gotten to. So yeah, I'm a big fan. I don't know where Veronica and Meredith stand on Trainspotting in general, so I'm very curious to hear their takes.
Oh, I've never seen Train Spotting or the sequel, so
Fair
I
enough, fair
have
enough.
nothing to add, but your passion for this movie, maybe I will watch it someday.
They're re-releasing Trainspotting in theaters very soon for the 30th anniversary.
Great. I will use I am an AMC A-lister. I will make my way to the theater.
Yeah, kind of similar. I think I watched the first Trainspotting before T2 was coming out, so I'm pretty sure I've seen them once each, but I liked them at the time, but didn't have a huge relationship to them. So yeah, could definitely revisit, and in the theater would be a great way to experience it again.
I think what it says about nostalgia, whether for good or bad, is really powerful. And whenever I think of the name Veronica, I'm just like, choose life, Veronica. Choose life.
Oh, the choose
Yeah.
life stuff is incredible. Oh, God,
I don't
so
know
good.
what that means. I'm gonna take your word for it.
It's just hard to explain unless you've seen it. Maybe even just listen to the scene.
Yeah, it's great. Can't stress enough. Okay, my next pick. I'm gonna go with a film that competed for the Palme d'Or at Cannes. I'm gonna go with Shrek 2.
What the fuck?
That was what I was debating between Toy Story 2 and Shrek 2. I
I
mean,
think those are the
did it
top two for
really?
animated, yeah.
yes. It's, oh my gosh.
And you know, there's a constant argument with both of these movies. Are they better than the first? Like, you know, a lot of people really flip flop. I personally don't know if I like Shrek 2 more than the first one. I think they're both 5-star movies. But here's the thing. Shrek was a movie that I watched on loop all the time growing up. All the time. Shrek
Same.
2 I watched on loop constantly as well. But I think I liked the first Shrek a little bit more because it's literally making fun of the fairy tale trope when it's literally a fairy tale itself. I think that that's just so clever. I also think it's really cool that that was the first ever animated feature Oscar winner. I think that that's so inspiring that that was the film that took home that prize. But Shrek 2, I mean, again, it's similar to Toy Story 2 where even though we go on this adventure in the first film, we're going to a completely new location. We're meeting a whole bunch of new characters. We're introduced to Fiona's parents. We're introduced to Prince Charming, the fairy godmother, and of course Puss in Boots. So there's a lot that is happening in this film that expands upon the first film. And yeah, there are moments where I'm like, okay, this might be better than the first one, but it's really tough for me. I think they're both 5-star movies, and I really love a lot of the decisions that are made in Shrek 2. I like the whole story of them changing, and Shrek becomes a human, and Donkey becomes a horse, and Fiona becomes human again. I think that's great, and Prince Charming is a great comic relief and everything. Cherry flavor. Want a taste? What is with you but muffin cake? It's so good. And Puss in Boots is a wonderful character, too. Shrek 2 is great. Need I say more?
Okay, well, here's the reason why Shrek 2 is better than Shrek. It's the I Need a Hero sequence. It's one of the greatest scenes in animated history. Like, Jennifer
is.
Saunders singing I Need a Hero, the chase, there's stakes involved for Shrek and the gang to get to the castle in time before Prince Charming kisses Fiona. Like, the music is swelling, they're facing different guards, the dancing is happening, like, come
The giant
on.
gingerbread cookie.
Yes, and he goes, no. Oh gosh, it's so
Be good.
it's devastating. It's so great. Also, I love the fact that because Shrek was parodying fairy tales, I like that in season 2, like I'm talking about television. Shrek 2, it parodies Hollywood and Los Angeles, which I live in LA, so like I've even
The
I have
O.J.
more.
Simpson parody, The Easter egg with that is so genius.
It's
That is
so
so good. Every time I watch the movie, that never gets old for me.
literal. Like you have that. You have the knights being like a thing of cops. Larry King is voicing Doris at the bar. Like, it doesn't get better than this. Like, Shrek 2 elevates everything great about Shrek, and then it also adds this really poignant storyline about imposter syndrome and, like, Shrek not feeling worthy enough for Fiona, that he actually, like, takes this potion and thinks, like, this is what she actually wants when it's not. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a 5-star movie, and I do put it up there like with like a Toy Story 2. It's a near perfect. It's a perfect sequel.
It is. And Nick brought up this audiobook with Toy Story 2. The DVD for Shrek 2 was
That's
played
what I was gonna
constantly
say.
because
The greatest
of
thing
Far Away
ever!
Idol.
Far, far away
Yes,
idol.
Like, genius.
so
Genius.
good.
literally
Simon
gonna say,
Cowell. Oh gosh.
I think that might be what like puts the second one over the first one for me, which is it's technically not part of the text of the movie, but like yeah, the Far Far Away Idol is just so good. Oh my god, the songs that they choose for them. And again, another parody that like at the time, that was like American Idol at its zenith, like so
And the fact that they literally brought in Simon Cowell to
Yeah.
play Simon Cowell. Oh, it's so good.
I didn't watch the second one until maybe a couple of years ago.
Oh wow.
So I don't have the history with it. I did enjoy it, but I think because the first one was repeated and repeated, and I know it so well that's the one that I prefer. But I haven't gone beyond 2, so I don't know if it's worth it to try and.
2 and 4 are worth it. 3 you can skip, and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, also incredible.
Puss in
must,
Boots: The
yeah.
Last Wish is phenomenal.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Are we looking forward to Shrek 5 or no? Do we think it's a little too late?
I'm open. I don't know.
I'm open to it too, but I'm very cautious walking into it.
Yeah.
I'm cautiously open. Not even cautiously optimistic, just cautiously
Yeah.
open.
Yeah, but DreamWorks is, they've put out some good films over the last few years, so if it's anything like those, then maybe we could get something really good. We'll have to see. Hopefully it's a win. All right, Veronica,
All right,
back to you for
me.
2 picks.
All right. I think there's another huge classic that's on the board. So I think I gotta go back to Big Jim Cameron and draft Aliens. 'Cause that's,
Fine by me.
I thought Nick was going to be
darn.
like, fuck.
Fuck or fine, yeah, it's hard to know. I definitely watched both Alien and Aliens a lot as like a teenager. They're big for me then. I haven't rewatched them in quite a bit, but this one, I think this one mostly, it really kicks it up into like, action movie Hall of Fame. Like we were saying with C2, like, James Cameron is just probably the best that's ever done it. And yeah, this is just, it gives us more Ripley. It's, get away from her, you bitch. Like, come on. What else do we need?
Is there a cat in it?
Yeah, Newt's cat, yeah.
Or is that the first one?
Is there
I'm
a
thinking
cat
of?
in Aliens, or is that what?
Is it-
or is
is
that
it
just
the-
Alien?
Alien?
I think it's just the first one.
Could be, yeah.
Don't mind me.
Aliens is really, really cool because Sigourney Weaver got a Best Actress nomination at the Oscars, and that's one of the all-time coolest Best Actress nominations. Because, like, again, Meredith brought up earlier that the Academy just fails to recognize genre films, and the fact that they nominated her for Best Actress is awesome. So cool. I don't know which one I prefer. This is a similar thing to where I love both Alien and Aliens equally. I think I liked Alien a bit more because of the claustrophobicness of it. The very tight, confined space. It only takes place in one location. Meanwhile, Aliens is a bit more expansive and everything. It's also bigger and louder and grander. And, I mean, it's great what James Cameron was able to do. But there's just something about that Ridley Scott film from the 70s that think I gravitate a little bit more to. But I do love both of them equally.
So I'm kind of like late to the Alien franchise, and I admittedly have not seen Alien or Aliens because I don't do horror movies, and the idea of watching Alien and a horror movie in space is like, no thank you. But I really enjoyed Alien Earth on Hulu last year.
I heard that was good.
It was really good, and so I really enjoy the Predator movies, so I am definitely more open to trying out Alien or Aliens. But I do know, like, culturally, like, Sigourney Weaver is an action icon because of Aliens, and you know, I have seen it parodied enough that I know how, like, impactful Aliens is, and the fact that, like, James Cameron came in and took what Ridley Scott already did and somehow made it better and his own. Like, that is really, that's a big move to be able to jump into somebody else's, like, I guess you're not calling it a franchise, and he was able to do that very successfully. So kudos to Big Jim there.
Yeah, my interest and knowledge in the Alien franchise is suspect at best. I really like the first one, and then Aliens is not one that I frequent. I do like how it does differentiate itself from the first one, becoming more action, but I think, like you said, Brian, I prefer the quiet claustrophobia of the first one to the big bombastic action of the second.
Yeah. Like,
I think it's definitely good to call out, like, Sigourney Weaver and her role in this, because I think for Alien, she was, like, not really one of the better known stars in that. It was sort of,
she wasn't even
probably-
really the lead of Alien.
Yeah.
I think it was a
so-
surprise to audiences then that, like, she was the final girl there, and so then it feels like Aliens is just like her in full force. It's just like a huge celebration. It's her big star moment. So, like, it's so cool for that element too.
Yeah,
Badass woman.
absolutely. Absolutely. And, like, the fact that the Alien franchise has still continued all this way until now, like, with, what was the last film?
What do we
Romulus?
think of Romulus?
I like,
I
well,
think-
it has the love of my life, Kaylee Spaney, in it, so I'm kind of obliged to like it.
I liked Romulus.
I liked Romulus.
I didn't get around to seeing it.
I liked Romulus. I like Prometheus. I do enjoy Prometheus.
I do
And I
too.
do want to watch the Alien TV show. I do want to watch that because who's the lead? Isn't Kyle Chandler's daughter the lead of that show? Meredith?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Sydney
That's pretty
Chandler?
cool. That's
Yeah,
pretty
Sydney
cool.
Chandler, she's great.
His daughter's doing stuff? What? Oh my
Everyone's
God.
child is doing
I
something
know.
now.
Also, Josh
Wait.
Duhamel is, or not Josh. No, oh my gosh. Timothy Oliphant. He's
Yes.
in it, and he's fantastic.
I could
Like,
see how
bleach
easy it
blonde
is to
hair.
mix the
I
two
know.
of them up.
I just went. I was like, why did I say Josh Duhamel? I know that's not him.
They do kind of
They
feel like
do look similar.
How is how is Kyle Chandler 60?
That's insane. Coach Taylor.
Passage of time.
Oh, Sydney Chandler. Wow. I'm learning.
You learn something new every day.
I know. I
You
guess it's just safe to assume that every actor will have a child in the business at some point.
Totally. All right. What's your next pick,
My
Veronica?
Next pick, I'm gonna go to something just as sweaty, action-packed, exciting, revolutionary.
Too
I'm gonna
Fast,
go
Too
High School
Furious.
Musical 2. High School Musical 2.
School Musical 2.
is even
Wow.
Oh,
Out of left
Oh,
field.
that's so good.
Yes.
Don't they play
so
baseball in
good.
that?
Classic.
yes, they do.
They do, and they
Yes,
certainly
they
do
do.
not dance. 'Cause
Excuse
she doesn't
me,
know
dance
Not a
baseball.
chance.
Brian, I know we've talked about this as a favorite for both of us,
Mm-hmm.
the High School Musical series.
Yeah.
Hard to pick a favorite. I think controversially my ranking is 3, 2, 1, but obviously 2 is pretty high up there, and I think
This,
they're all.
this is my favorite. This is my favorite of the
Perfect.
three.
Yeah, the song's amazing. I don't dance. Good music in me. Gotta go my own way. That was my audition song for a while. just because I wanted to be
Nice.
Gabriella so
Gotta
badly.
say what's on my mind.
Oh my God. Incredible.
Don't tempt me.
I never thought that Zac Efron could look that good on screen until I saw High School Musical 3. You know, pretty hard to.
Literally
hard to
the
compare.
opening
On
shot
the
of
big
him sweating.
screen. Yes.
Incredible.
Oh,
Incredible.
phenomenal.
Yeah. This is we go to a country club. It's summer. Everything looks fabulous according to Sharpay. It's just unreal. Yeah. I can't even talk about it. I love it so much. It's like
I can't keep a straight face.
we did not have Disney Channel when I was younger, so I believe I watched the first one, rented from Blockbuster, iconic, and then by the time I caught up with it, like the second one was almost coming out, and I had to go to my grandma's house because she had Disney Channel, watched it there, and then of course I was thrilled to see High School Musical 3, I think 4 times in theaters. So
Nice.
That really was
huge
just
fan.
like an experience in the
What a
theater, like
moment.
that just to be in that time when that was coming out and everybody was talking about it. I mean, that was literally like Avengers Endgame before Avengers Endgame came out.
And
Like
still is to me.
everybody was talking about going to see High School Musical 3 in the theater, and it was just something else.
It was such a big step up from seeing it on Disney Channel to
Literally
going
watching
to
it in a theater. Like
It was a massive deal. Like, I mean, I had that with the Lizzie McGuire movie because like
Oh,
I grew
yeah.
up with that, and that mattered to me.
what a great
Yeah.
film.
Great, but like High School Musical with like a movie budget like that, everything is bigger. But High School Musical 2, oh my gosh, Troy Bolton dancing around
the golf course,
the golf course, like it just
cinema.
cinema,
Oh my
absolute
God.
cinema.
Yeah, I was an early adopter of the High School Musical fandom. I remember when the first one came out, printing out the lyric sheets and singing along to it when it was premiering. When it was premiering on Disney Channel.
They just like the last draft we did was the A24 draft, and we were just talking about how like the fact that Zac Efron didn't get nominated for the Iron Claw, it would have been such an all-timer moment for us High School Musical fans to be like, look at how far Troy Bolton has gone. Now he's an Oscar nominee. Like that's just like what we could have had.
He's
what we
done
could
it.
have had.
Our boy has grown.
He's grown.
But
That might be the coolest pick that you've ever done, Veronica.
What can I say?
That is to
have
go
taste.
from to go from Aliens to High School Musical 2.
That's
so
range.
good.
That's taste. Okay.
That's.
But I think
too
just
good.
like with me, just like the Alien franchise, I knew the original so much, and I just never really caught on after that. So I'm not super familiar with the second one.
Just check it out.
It's great.
But I do love that. Gotta go my way. For some reason, it's just in my lexicon now.
Oh, it's too good.
What about love?
It's too good. Okay, now it's back to me. Oh
God. Oh God, please.
Staring at like what's about to get removed from this.
I
Okay.
know my next move. So
Okay. So I think it's safe to say that The Dark Knight is the best superhero sequel of all time, followed by Spider-Man 2.
Oh no.
I think the third one would probably have to be Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Okay, go ahead. You're fine.
Fine.
Stuff with Meredith. It looks like.
Not my number one MCU movie of all time. I know that for a lot of people, this is considered their favorite in the entire franchise and everything. Similar to a lot of the films that we talked about before, completely different from the original. Very much different from the original. And, you know, every time I watch this film, whether it's in full or I see clips floating around on social media, it actually makes me really sad because to me, the Russo brothers have really fallen off. And it's so insane to me that they made okay, so the fact that when they made this, they came from a literal comedy background where they were only doing like comedy films and comedy TV shows, and then they made this like political espionage thriller with this giant budget set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which at this time was still fairly early into its run. I think it does so many cool things, and it feels like something that you would see in like the 70s. And the fact that you have Robert Redford in it as the villain is so sick. One of the coolest castings in the entirety of the MCU, for sure. Everything that they did with Bucky and expanded on Cap and how he feels very lost, considering that obviously he was from a different time and he's still getting adjusted to being in present day. And then we're introduced to Anthony Mackie's Falcon, and then we have more of Nick Fury, and then we have more of Natasha Romanoff in this film as well. It's really, really great. I know that, again, for a lot of people, this is hailed as the strongest in the MCU. It's definitely up there for me in terms of, like, best MCU films. And maybe to a degree, I would say it's the strongest that we've ever gotten in the MCU. It's just not my favorite in the MCU in terms of the ones that I've gone back to a lot. But this film is great. It's awesome. And, you know, even people that I know that don't care about Marvel or superhero movies, even they liked this movie, which is saying a lot. So Captain America: The Winter Soldier is my next pick. So Meredith, you looked disappointed that this was taken.
I'm a little disappointed just because I kind of figured there'd be a little bit of a MCU bias that it would be still around by the time it came to me. But I mean, it is not my favorite Captain America movie. Civil War is, because
I do love Civil War too.
I think Civil War is actually the best Captain America movie, but that's an argument for a different time. But I can't deny that The Winter Soldier was such a step up for Captain America, because up until that point, like, he had a really good origin story, period piece movie that I actually really enjoy. I like Captain America: The First Avenger.
I do too.
And I like his dynamic in The Avengers, but I think it was a really smart, bold move to make the sequel this political espionage thriller that really harkened back to those thrillers of the 70s, and just Cap's view of morality becoming a bit more nuanced. And that is what we see of him moving forward from there, is having a skepticism, which is why he doesn't sign the Sokovia Accords in Civil War, but like just his worldview really shifting and changing. But it also doesn't take away from who he is and the heart that Steve Rogers has always had. He is still that kid from Brooklyn. And so to see him come in conflict with his loyalty to Bucky, but also just like what Hydra has done to him. I love his dynamic with Natasha. Like, Robert Redford is fantastic in the movie. There's so much great stuff there, and I will always kind of be a Russo brothers apologist because of Community, because of Winter Soldier, because of pretty much everything in the Infinity Saga. Like, jury's out on what's going to happen with Doomsday and Secret Wars. I get it, but they've earned that trust for me because I've seen what they can do here in the MCU. Like, they took Cap and they made him someone really compelling and layered and nuanced in a way that, like, I just wasn't expecting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really curious to see what they do with Doomsday. I like the other Marvel movies that they've done. Like, I like all four of the ones that they put out, but I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with Doomsday and Secret Wars. I'm intrigued to see where they go with that. I'm cautious. I'm not dreading it, but I'm not, like, 10 years ago. Like, if I was maybe 16 years old, I would be so excited for Doomsday and everything. And I hope it's great. I really do. I hope it's an awesome movie, and I hope we're all blown out of the water with it. But this, like, you cannot deny, like you were saying, you can't deny what they were able to do with this. And yeah, I mean, it literally is a throwback to the political thrillers that we got in the 70s and everything. And that's maybe my favorite decade of film. Like, a lot of my all-time favorite films that I've watched over the last few years came from the 70s. So yeah, it's like, you know, I think so much of the guy that directed All the President's Men, which fittingly enough had Robert Redford in that. And I just think of that with this. And,
Cool.
you know, they could have just made your run-of-the-mill superhero movie, but they added a really cool spin to this, and I think that that's really impressive.
Yeah, you guys covered it well. I'm a casual Marvel fan. I definitely kept up with all the movies throughout the 2010s, and this is one of the better ones for sure.
Yeah, after Winter Soldier is when I totally fell off from Marvel. I think it's in my opinion, I think it's the last good one, and I do like that they turned it into a political thriller. I'm just, and that's it.
That's it.
That's all she wrote.
I had something else to say, but I got Taco Bell in the mind.
Well, you also have to have your next pick on your mind because you're next.
Oh, I've been waiting. To drop this one. I'm just going to go back to sequels that came many years after the original. I'm going to go with Blade Runner 2049.
Yep.
I like this one a lot more than the original. I think the original, maybe I'm dumb, I think it's really hard to understand. I think there are a lot of different cuts that make it a little more confusing. But I think being a huge Denis Villeneuve fan from the beginning, seeing him do a property was really interesting and really showed that, oh, okay, this guy's got something. He's really good. This is also kind of at the peak of my Ryan Gosling love. And I think he's just incredible at doing what he does, which is that stoicism. Just like he says a lot with his face, and I think he does that a lot in this. Bringing back old Harrison was wonderful. I think it's shot immaculately. Like, it's one of the best looking films ever.
Oscar-winning cinematography by Roger Deakins.
Finally.
Yes. And yeah, true. It was the first one. And there's a lot of rain. I love rain. And the setting is incredible. The music is stunning. And I think it just does everything better than the original. And it's a little more understandable, at least to me.
No, it is. You could understand it on the first cut as opposed to Blade Runner where you have to watch like 75 cuts to understand it and everything. This is one of my favorite sequels ever made. I like the original Blade Runner. I've never loved it. I still don't love it, but I think that this is a 5-star movie. And everything that Nick said, you're absolutely correct of how it expands on everything. Gosling is perfect in this. Like, he is so good in this. And bringing back Harrison Ford. I love the story of Harrison Ford punching Ryan Gosling in the face, even though he claims it was an accident, but we all know it probably wasn't an accident and everything.
Seems the type.
It's an awesome movie. It's so good. And it showed that Denis Villeneuve could really work really well with a big budget. So, yeah, it's great. I can't believe this movie's almost 10 years old. Like, I remember when the first trailer came out, and then I remember going to the theater to watch it open at night and it just being blown away by it. Yeah, it's an awesome movie.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, also not big for me. I think I saw it when it came out, but it does look gorgeous. And I tend to prefer Ryan Gosling in his funny mode rather than his stoic leading man mode, but he's good at anything. He can pull it off.
I think it's impressive that he did Nice Guys, La La Land, and this all back to back. These are literally 3 different sides of Gosling, and I think it reminded us of why he really is one of the great working actors that we have right now.
I think, too, I'm really not a huge sci-fi fan, so the fact that I love this really lends itself to how good I think it is.
Absolutely. Meredith, back to you for 2 picks.
Yes. This round has given me a lot to think about and where I go from here, because I've seen some passion picks happen. And there are some greats also kind of on the table too. It is really difficult, but I know that if I go past these next 2 picks without picking either of these and any of you pick it up, I will be devastated the rest of the time. So So we're gonna stay in sci-fi, and I'm gonna go with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Ooh,
Good
That was
pick.
high for me.
great pick.
Yeah, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Fun fact, I am a big Planet of the Apes fan. I couldn't even pinpoint the reasons why, but every time, like growing up when they were on, I was just all in on watching them. Like, especially the first one, just how monumental it was to the sci-fi genre as a whole. Like the twist at the end. Actually, where I hike sometimes here, they actually film scenes of Planet of the Apes, the original. So
That's
every
awesome.
time I go by it, I'm just like, ah, I get geeked out.
That's cool.
So when they said that they were making a new Planet of the Apes movie after the Tim Burton one, I was like skeptical. But then Rise came out, and I was like, oh, I'm in on whatever they're doing here. This kind of like prequel of how the virus gets out, who is like Caesar, his relationship with James Franco, like all of that is so good. And then they made the sequel, and I was like, I am locked in on this franchise moving forward. Make all the Planet of the Apes movies, because Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is expanding what has happened since the virus has gone out. And this is when you start to see the dynamics between ape on ape crime happen for the first time. Like this utopia that Caesar had built to protect his family is starting to crumble a bit. And what does that mean for him and being a leader and being a father? And then you also have this great villain in Koba who has like such a hate for humans, which you see why in Rise, but like how that bleeds into his actions later on is so well done. Also, this is my first introduction to Matt Reeves as a director, and it cannot be denied. Like, this was the movie where Matt Reeves really showed us, okay, let's see what you are capable of, and look at where he is now with the Batman. Like the cinematography shot when Koba is on the tank as
tank.
it burns.
Yeah.
One of the coolest shots I've ever
Love it.
seen. Like, it is so well done. And then that's not even to say anything about the human characters. You have Jason Clarke, you have Kerry Russell, you have Cody Smith McPhee, and you even have Gary Oldman as Dreyfus. He is such a great foil, like he and Koba are very similar. I love seeing how Caesar and Jason Clarke's character have to like make sense of doing the right thing, trying to like help their people, but at the cost that it comes and the war that it begins. And oh, it's so good. So yeah, I adore this movie, and I would have been devastated if any of you took it from me. So
Is this your favorite of that trilogy?
yes, it's Dawn, War, then Rise, but I love all three of them. I love Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I
That
need
was
them to
pretty good.
fast
Yeah.
track that sequel. The ending, I'm like, I'm in. Let's go. I needed it yesterday.
Yeah, I missed Matt Reeves' presence with the new one, but I thought Westball did a really good job of trying to
So
like
good.
do his own thing with that universe and everything. Yeah, everything that you said, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is pretty incredible. And it's been a long time since I've watched it. It's been years since I've seen it, but I loved it when it came out. I remember, I think the last time I watched it was right when War came out, and man, it's good. War is my favorite of the three, personally, because I like how it's more like eternal conflict as opposed to like, I know that a lot of people are like, oh, there's no war in this movie, but it's like there's an internal war. It's not just the external stuff going on. But it's great. That's a really good trilogy, and the fact that they were able to successfully do a reboot trilogy to one of the most celebrated movies ever made is saying a lot. So yeah,
And I'm so sorry. Last thing
No,
I
no,
want to
go
say.
ahead.
Andy Serkis is doing incredible work in all three of those movies, and I do
Yes.
think in particular his performance in Dawn and War should have been recognized by the Academy.
100%.
There is such a prejudice against motion capture, but like this is where it is earned. Like we talked about Gollum earlier for Two Towers. Like this was a role that was like, yeah, this is what how you see that evolution, and his performance in particular is just so good.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with this trilogy. I love it so much. I think that it was definitely popular when it came out, but I feel like it's a little underrated now. Like, I don't know that people talk about it quite as much. Like, I am being so serious when I say that Caesar is one of the best examples that we have in like a mainstream blockbuster movie of like a revolutionary leader. Like, he genuinely he's principled and he, but he's not like idealized or anything. Like, you really see the struggles that he goes through, and I think Dawn is my favorite of the three. I think that you really see it here, and it's a huge blockbuster action movie with a bunch of CGI monkeys and everything, but like a lot of it plays out like morality play or something. It's you've got these limited resources, and like, do we trust these outsiders, or do we just circle the wagons around our own? And the dynamic between Caesar and Koba and just the dueling ideologies there are just like so well. Like, I just think it's such a smart blockbuster, and it does the big action stuff really well. It does tension, the scene with Koba taking the gun from the soldiers, where he's like playing like this dumb ape, and they're like laughing and joking with him and making fun of him, and then he just turns the tables on them in a second. Like, so many moments like that are just really, really well done. And yeah, I just think that this is definitely my favorite of the trilogy. The characters are indelible. The effects, everything about it, I think is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
That was beautiful. I don't know how to follow up on that, but I am glad you brought up the tank shot, because when I think of favorite long oneers, if you want to call it that, I always think of that shot. Just the explosions in the background, the choreography of everything. It's wonderful. It's such a great, well, I guess it's not a trilogy anymore. It's a great franchise. Is Wes Ball, is he the one doing the Zelda movie?
He is the one doing the Zelda movie.
I'm very curious about that.
Me too. Very intrigued to see what he does with that. All right, Meredith, you have your next pick.
Okay, and for my next pick, you know how I said earlier, how do you make The Godfather better? You do a prequel at the same time.
I see where you're going.
Well, naturally, how do you make Mamma Mia better? You do the same thing. Mamma Mia, here we go again.
This is the most Meredith pick of all time. Just wanted to point that out.
It is part of my Letterboxd 4. How can I not do this movie?
How can I resist you?
Exactly. So,
Nice.
Mamma Mia, here we go again. I admittedly only liked Mamma Mia when it first came out. I liked ABBA music. I thought it was fun. It was fun for what it was. I did not do Mamma Mia and Dark Knight on the same day, but in hindsight, would have been the greatest experience of my life.
Dark Mama.
Dark Mama, exactly.
Mama Night.
Mama Night. So, when it was announced that they were doing Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, or making a sequel, I was like, this should be interesting. I wonder how that'll go. It blew me away. From every conceivable point. Like, everything about the movie is so much better than the original. So, you have... One, the camera work is just that much better. We're getting that much more choreography, and it feels more alive and moving, as opposed to, like, Meryl and the gang just kind of dancing around or just like being loud and fun. There's actually like thought going into choreography that's happening. They use Pierce Brosnan correctly this time, that they're not making him sing too many solos by himself, or if he is singing by himself, it's very reflective as he thinks about Donna. It's a lot more emotional in that capacity. Speaking of Meryl, it was a bold move to kill off Donna for this, yet it ended up honoring her in such a beautiful way, because we get Lily James's performance as Donna. This is like, Lily James became a star in my eyes in this movie. She embodied Donna just to a T. When the second she put on those overalls, it was like, yeah, she has it. And so you get to see the story of how Donna met the three men that could be Sophie's dad, which I love their relationship with each other. The musical numbers are excellent. I think Napoleon or Waterloo, that performance in Paris is so much fun. But there's like heartbreak involved too. Cher is also involved. And then I cry every single time at the end during the baby baptism of My Love, My Life between Amanda Seyfried and Meryl Streep. Truly, that is cinema as you're watching like the people that you love are still with you, and yet as they like pass the baton of where the family is now. And then it all comes together at the Super Trooper end credit scene with the past and the present are together, and it is so euphoric. I need Mamma Mia 3 yesterday. I adore this movie so much. I genuinely think they stepped it up in every conceivable way that we are always clamoring, hey, is there news about Mamma Mia 3? Also, you can retroactively bring Meryl back. She's down. I don't care. Logic, who knows her? If the Fast and Furious cars can go to space, Meryl Streep can come back from the dead. That's all I'm saying.
Without a doubt.
I'm so clipping that. That's so great.
Please.
What
You heard it from me, people.
What does he say in Project Hail Mary? God, she really can do anything. Like that's
She can do
Meryl Streep's
anything.
back from the dead.
She can do anything.
Oh my god. Veronica, you go first with this because you're the theater kid.
I love the first Mamma Mia too. But yeah, Mamma Mia, here we go again. Like just really ups the ante. So like ingenious to go for the Godfather 2 structure. Like who would have thought about that? To have to work in all these new songs just seamlessly and yeah, it's literally just we had a heat wave here like last week and it was like 85 degrees for a few days and I was like, oh, it's about time to watch Mamma Mia again. Like whenever it's like summery, whenever I'm going on vacation, I'm just like they're the perfect movies to like get me in that mood. It's just so sun-soaked and good vibes, and I think that probably maybe one of the best things about the movie is all of the like behind the scenes pictures and stuff that have come out. I think it was mostly from the first movie, but I'm sure for either one they just had like such a blast filming this on like a Greek island and having a wonderful time singing ABBA songs and hanging out with each other. And yes, the second one definitely is better directed and staged and everything, and but I think that they're both just a wonderful time.
I don't really have any opinions. I have not seen it, but I love Lily James and I love Pierce Brosnan, so I will eventually one. I think I own it. I think I own the 2-pack on Blu-ray, so I'll get around to it. I will watch it.
I am in the camp where I actually prefer the first Mamma Mia over the second one. I know that's not a common thing that people say, because I don't like that Meryl Streep isn't really in this one personally. But I do love the approach of how it is like The Godfather 2, but with Mamma Mia style. I think it's really clever and everything. And they should make a Mamma Mia 3, but they should call it The Testament of Sophie Sheridan. Because then it could be like The Testament of Anne Lee.
To finally get her Oscar nom.
Yes. An Oscar win. But we'll pretend it's an Oscar nom for The Testament of Anne Lee. No, I've only seen Here We Go Again once. I haven't seen it since it came out, and I think it's time for me to revisit them.
It is time.
I think it's time. I think it's time for me to go back to them. I do like Cher coming in and just belting out Fernando. That's
with Andy Garcia.
Garcia, yeah.
It's so great, and the fireworks are going off behind
so
them.
silly. It's so silly, but I love it. It's and Lily James, yeah, what a star. But I was a fan. I was on the Lily James train before this because I thought she was unbelievable in Cinderella.
Agreed.
So good in Cinderella. Incredible.
Saving grace of Baby Driver.
Oh, she's so good at Baby Driver.
So good at Baby Driver.
I love that Cher is 3 years older than Meryl in real life, I think.
Yep.
But like we said, logic doesn't matter.
We don't know her.
We do not need that here.
I always love whenever they do that. They cast someone to play a parent of somebody and they're only like 3 years older.
Who cares?
That's fine.
Iconic stuff. All right, Nick, we're back to you.
Is this it? Is this the last one for me?
No, we got 2 more left.
Really? Oh my god, I've been preparing like this is the last one. Okay,
You get a
let's
bonus.
see here. Okay, I think I am going to go with Top Gun Maverick.
Ooh.
Big one.
Common theme for me of picking a sequel that comes many years after the original. I don't know if it's a hot take. I think it far outweighs the original. I think the original is a bit dated. I don't really have an emotional connection to it at all, but something inside me ignited when I watched Maverick for the first time. I don't know if it was the propaganda of the military or what, but my God, it reignited Miles Teller's career. Tom Cruise is just on another planet, as he typically is. And I think the action is fucking incredible. I think breathless, white knuckled. What are the words you use, Brian? Just my eyes just in some of the best action scenes. It's intense. That climax at the end is so incredible. You bring in new players. You got John Hamm. You got Ed Harris. Glenn Powell.
Glenn
Melissa
Powell.
Barrera. Like, you got the
Not Melissa,
stars.
Not Monica
Monica
Barbara.
Barbara.
Monica Barbaro. Yes, I got my MBs wrong. Sorry.
My MB.
I was so confident too.
You were so confident.
Melissa
my
Barrera though in
God.
this movie. Oh man, that would have been sick. Would have loved to have seen that. Anyway, continue what you were saying.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, the beginning feels like you're watching the original, but better. It just does everything the original tries to do, but better. Val Kilmer's last film. I mean,
Oh my god.
seeing him it just brings a tear to your eye. It's about as good as it gets when it comes to making a sequel, and I don't know if we'll ever get another one, but if we don't, this is perfect.
They just announced that they're doing another Top Gun. Like literally last week, they just announced it. But I have no idea how you're even going to come close to
How?
the sheer brilliance
How?
of this. This film should not have been. This should not have been as good as it was. This
Oh my God,
literally
Jennifer
should-
Connelly too.
Yes.
Jennifer Connelly, and Lewis Pullman.
And Louis,
Bob.
the list
I-
goes on and on.
I love Bob in every universe when he's in the MCU and in Top Gun Maverick. I love Lewis Pullman as Bob.
He's also great in The Testament of Anne Lee. I just want to bring that up again.
Oh my God, yes. Yes.
My favorite moment.
I wanna
of
be a
that-
shaken
my
Quaker.
favorite scene in that movie is when they're running around the fields and they're following the finger, and
finger
he's
one,
just
your
running
favorite,
around.
Yes. He is bad. He is bad. God, that's oh my God.
Top Gun Maverick really should not have been as good as it was, and the fact that it for some reason exceeded, I think, everybody's expectations says a lot about how powerful of a film this was. And also, it's important to point out too that this was a huge movie to get people to come back to the theater as well. Like this was
Yes.
a huge deal, and I think that was part of the other reason why this was such a celebrated film and everything. But again, like we brought up, or like I brought up with Blade Runner, this is how you make a legacy sequel work. A film that comes out so many decades after the original, and it feels like you never left. Tom Cruise jumps back into this role. He's seasoned. He's more. Well, I don't know if he's wiser, but a lot has happened to the guy in the years between the first and Maverick, and yeah, it's incredible. It's so good.
He's still charismatic.
So
Something about that
charismatic.
guy.
The volleyball, not the volleyball, the football scene on the
Football, no.
beach, incredible. With the One Republic meal drop, outstanding.
Yes.
Incredible, so good. And I low key really love John Hamm in this movie. I love him so much. It's like Don Draper in like the army or whatever, the military, whatever branch.
The Air Force.
Thank you, the Air Force. Again, it's past my bedtime, everybody. But no, Maverick is awesome. It's great, and yeah, need I say more?
I mean, he throws out the real rule book. Like, come on, what else do you
Mm-hmm.
want? It's yeah. I like but don't love this movie. I think I definitely got the hype at the time, and it for sure was like a big like movies are back moment after the pandemic and everything. So that was really cool to see. Yeah, I haven't really revisited it that much, but I get it. I get the hype, and I do think that it exceeds the first one.
They're re-releasing it in theaters very soon because the first Top Gun is celebrating its 40th anniversary. So
Right.
Oh my god.
might be a perfect time to revisit it and give it another go.
I adore Top Gun Maverick. For everything that you all said, as much as the Take My Breath Away scene was a big deal in Top Gun, I do think Jennifer Connelly is a better love interest than Kelly McGillis. I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
But I have been on the Glenn Powell train since Set It Up, so the fact that he blew up after this movie, I was like, yeah, I knew he would go places. I'm so proud of him. And I love the stuff between Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer, like their last scene together, you know, especially if you've watched the documentary, you know how they had to like kind of piece that together. But just like having that full circle there, the third act, that was a moment in the theater that I did do the lean forward as it started. I was like, I was so locked in. And I was fearful for, you know, Miles Teller's character. I love the connection that he's Goose's son, and because I do like the first Top Gun. But yeah, it had no right to be as good as it was. And for me to go back and rewatch it like a few times.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen. Well, actually, no, I am a repeat watcher. I do enjoy it. But the fact that I watched it like a couple times in theaters. My mom came out to visit me and I was like, oh, let's watch it here. And we still had a good time watching it at home. Like it is incredible.
Yeah, my dad never goes to the movies at all, but he went to go watch this. I went with him and my mom to go watch this, and like, I mean, my dad was swept off his feet watching this. Like, he was really blown away. Like, this was one of those films that came out, like, there's always at least maybe one or two films that come out every year to where it's so universally embraced by critics and by audiences, both cinephiles and non-cinephiles, like the casual moviegoers. And I mean, I know that there are people out there that don't like Top Gun Maverick, but I would say 98% of the people that I associate with in my life at least liked this movie, which is saying a lot of how good it was and everything. Also, fantastic mustache work from Miles Teller.
Yes.
Like,
Fantastic
Goodness gracious, great balls of
unbelievable.
fire.
Like, unbelievable stuff. And, you know, briefly before I go into my next pick, you brought up Meredith of how you leaned forward during the third act. I agree. I was also in that same camp. But I think one of the moments that made me lean forward, one of the many moments, we talked a lot throughout this episode about great needle drops. When they played Won't Get Fooled Again during the movie, that's my favorite song by The Who. So when they played that, I was like, oh, this is just too good. And the scene on its own is really great, too, of him messing with everybody and trying to get a sense of them and everything. So, yeah, it's so... Again, that film should not have been as good as it was. I don't understand how they were able to pull it off.
We've been talking spoilers, right? Can I talk about my
Yeah, I
one
think
gripe
so.
with
Yeah.
the movie?
If anyone
My-
listening hasn't seen this movie, then that's on them.
Yeah.
My one real gripe with it, other than Val Kilmer, obviously, is I just wish somebody died. I wish there was some sort
Right.
of impact of somebody. There were several teases with crashes and
Yeah.
stuff, but nobody ever really dies, and I feel like the weight would have felt a little heavier. I think that's my one issue with it.
Yeah, there
don't-
was
you don't buy
no
in-
goose dying in this one and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You don't buy into the conspiracy theory that he died in that first crash and the rest of the movie is just a dream or a
Well,
afterlife
that's what I had
projection?
hoped. I hoped it really happened, so I guess I'll take that. I'll buy into that.
Oh, that crash in the beginning of the movie and then just him walking into that restaurant was so good.
Oh my god, that's
yeah.
intense too.
Too good.
So good.
Great small moment from the Kane Ed Harris, Mr. Amy Madigan.
Mr. Amy Madigan. It's funny too, at the Oscars, I was like, man, when was the last time he was in a good movie? And I just didn't even think about Maverick at the time.
Because he's only in one scene.
So?
Yeah,
That's all it takes to make or break a movie.
exactly.
I was just so
Absolutely.
enamored by Amy. Like, it was her night. I was excited for her.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, next up is me. Um,
Getting down to it.
I feel like now at this rate, I don't really care if I win or lose. I really like everything that's on my team. Because I'm trying to think of like if any of these films are going to be drafted. I have to really think wisely about that. I'm gonna go with Evil Dead 2.
Damn, good
I'm gonna
pick.
draft that. Horror is admittedly not my favorite genre. Not because I get scared easily. It's because it's very hard to freak me out. If I'm not creeped out or scared whenever I watch a horror movie, if I'm not unsettled to any degree, then to me a horror movie doesn't work. This movie is very unsettling, but it's also so fucking absurd. And I think it embraces that absurdity so beautifully, and it's so clever. And when I watched it, I had watched it once a long time ago when I was in college, but I did a whole Evil Dead marathon before Evil Dead Rise came out a few years ago. And when I sat down to watch this one, I literally leaned forward the whole time. And I was also laughing my ass off the entire time. And when the movie ended, I shit you not, one of the easiest 5 stars of my entire life. I really love the trilogy that Sam Raimi directed in the Evil Dead series. I love all 3 of those movies. Evil Dead 2 easily is my favorite of the 3. Again, so vastly different from the first one, where the first one is very eerie and creepy and scary, and this is the most absurd thing that I have ever seen in my life, and it works. It's so good, and it should have been bad, and it could have been bad, and to some people it probably is bad, but to me, it's incredible from start to finish. And Bruce Campbell is the GOAT. That man is a legend. I love him to pieces. I want him to live forever. I want him to keep making work forever. And Evil Dead 2 is, in my opinion, and I don't like to throw this word around a lot, it's a masterpiece.
I recently rewatched the first 2 after a long time of not having seen them, and I concur. I think they are just film school for improv and ingenuity and just making the best of what little budget and what little resources you have. And it's just fun. It's just really fun. Bruce Campbell is he's giving it his all. He's taking the punches literally, figuratively, and it's a good time. I really enjoyed it.
And it's kind of a bit of a remake of the original too. Like it's
Yeah.
it's a sequel, but it's also kind of following the same story, but adding a bit more zaniness to it. And yeah, it's really impressive. And I know that it's not everyone's cup of tea. I understand that this isn't something that's going to work on everybody, but I really loved how it just went for it, and it did a great job with that.
And I love how it follows through on the silliness of the ending.
Yes. And I love Army of Darkness. I actually really love Army of Darkness.
I've admitted it on the pod before. I have an Evil Dead blind spot, so I have not seen any of them. But I know that this one has the reputation of being very well liked and for sort of taking it in a new direction, getting more absurd and comedic and everything. So yeah, definitely have to check them out soon.
Retweet.
Yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Veronica, we're back to you for your 2 final picks.
My final 2.
Life, Veronica.
I will try. I will be choosing. Let's go for Back to the Future Part 2.
Great pick.
That's a huge franchise for me. Definitely grew up with it. I think that the second one is like, I think when a lot of people think of Back to the Future, they're thinking of the second one. It has all of the stuff in the future, all of the cool, imagined to 2015, I think it is that they're going to, which was wild
Jesus.
now. But
Jaws 19.
Yep. yeah, the
Cubs win
never-ending
World
sequels,
Series.
never-ending sequels, the clothing, the technology that they imagined, all of that is just so like well stylized, really really cool to see. And then I enjoy the way that this one gets a little convoluted, going into the alternate version of 1985, and when Biff is ruling. God, can't imagine that now. Nothing like that these days. But yeah, I think that this one is like it takes all of the charm and high concept of the first one, and just like applies it to all these different arenas, and the way that it echoes, the way that the screenplay is really smart that way. Just completely iconic from Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Like that, you can't beat that duo in terms of their way they play off of each other, their dynamic. It's just so great. I absolutely love these films, and the second one really kind of I think establishes, it makes some of the iconography like really a big deal in the movie landscape.
The first Back to the Future is top 5 movies of all time for me. I think the sequel, this one in particular, doesn't really get a great rep. It's not as good as the first one, but I think it comes close to how good that first one is. And I really love how it's essentially multiple movies in one. The 2015 storyline, and then, going to the alternate 1985, and then going back to 1955. It literally is 3 movies in one.
You get all of it in one.
Yeah. It's literally like a true 3-act structure. Like the first third is in the future, then the second third is in the present, and then we go back to the past. And it's extraordinary, and there's a lot of really iconic moments, and hoverboards look really cool. I'm sad that those don't
Why don't we
exist.
have them?
Like I'm sad we don't have those. Cafe 80s looked like a really cool time. I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but Elijah Wood's first appearance on screen is in Back to the Future 2. He's one of the little boys that comes up to the game machine when Marty is playing with it and everything. And yeah, it's great. And also, I think that like Michael J. Fox and Thomas F. Wilson, the fact that they have to play multiple characters in this movie is so impressive, and they both do extraordinary work. Thomas F. Wilson as Biff Tannen is an all-timer villain performance for me. I adore him very much, and I love what he does as older Biff in this. I think he's so good. And then he has to play Griff. Incredible.
I only found out like in the last couple years that it's Michael J. Fox playing Marty's daughter.
Yes.
I completely didn't even recognize him. He's
insane.
in drag like so well.
It's insane work. Also, did you guys know that Thomas F. Wilson, who plays Biff, is the voice of Flats the Flounder in SpongeBob?
No.
I literally found this out the other day. My boyfriend and I were watching SpongeBob, and I was like, that sounds like Biff.
It's iconic. It's
funny.
Great. I love Back to the
Amazing.
Future Part 2. I love it so much. And I like the joke of when he's in 1985 and he wakes up in the bedroom and his mom's boobs are bigger, and he's like, "You're so big."
Oh yeah, the crazy Oedipal stuff in this series just
So good.
nothing like it.
Truly.
I don't have a lot to say about it. I think Back to the Future, the first one, is very good, but not one that I go back to and rewatch quite as often. And then, again, like a lot of things, I haven't really gone back to the sequels, so it's kind of a blind spot for me.
I like the Back to the Future movies. I do think, the first one is one of the best movies made in the 80s, like front to back. And I do think the sequel is really, really good. I'm bummed we don't have hoverboards. We failed. Why didn't we make that a priority? Whatever.
And the Nike shoes.
Flying cars, yeah.
Flying
Yeah.
cars.
But I mean, overall, it's a really good sequel. Every time I do watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. But it's not one that like I revisit quite as often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understandable.
So,
All right.
all right.
Last pick,
Now
Veronica.
I'm looking to my last pick. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking at my list. I'm like, I want to try to maybe shy away from the franchise stuff, but I've got some good variety on here with Before Sunset and High School Musical too. So I think that I'm safe to go into something. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
That's a cool pick.
I don't know if that's, to people who aren't super into Star Trek or anything, that might not be like as much of a big deal, but I think for people who are fans, that's like one of the best regarded ones, and for very good reason. Ricardo Montalban as Khan is a fantastic villain, a great performance. Continues something that was established in an episode of the original series, and then it's fleshed out to a movie that is fantastic. It ending with Spock's death that scene with him and Kirk is just so incredible. They had to recreate it and flip it on its head in the rebooted trilogy, and I think it works there too as well, because it's just like that powerful. The needs of the many outweighing the needs of the few, like just everything brought up there is it's really just such a testament to those performances, the power of friendship and camaraderie, and I grew up with Star Trek, and it's not something that I like revisit all the time, but it's something that's like just really powerful whenever I go back to it. And yeah, I absolutely love this movie. It's got to be my favorite Star Trek movie.
Admittedly, I'm not a Trekkie. I'm much more of a Star Wars fan, but Wrath of Khan is really, really good. So
I plead the fifth. I have nothing to add, unfortunately.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm not a big Trekkie fan either. I'm not like, I just haven't really sat down to really give Star Trek the time that it deserves, because I feel like I would love Star Trek. I do love the 2009 J.J. Abrams Star Trek. I think that film is actually a 5-star movie. I think that movie is so good. Yeah, crazy.
Oh my God.
That has one of my favorite ensembles ever put to screen. I think everyone in that movie is literally perfection. Every single cast member. Anton. Veronica loves God. Anton.
Love him so much.
Too.
I miss him every day.
I know.
10 years ago. I can't believe that was 10 years ago.
Shut up. Stop
Just
throwing
wild.
dates out.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Wrath of Khan is very good, though. I do like Wrath of Khan. I enjoy it very much. And I think it's cool that you brought up of how like it was a episode arc, and then they went back to it multiple years later and did a whole film on it. I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, if you can bring Ricardo Montalban back, you do it.
Yeah, and
Love
like
him in Spy Kids.
Oh,
yeah.
he's awesome in Spy Kids.
Yes.
Is anyone going to draft Spy Kids 2, Island of Lost Dreams?
Thought about it.
You can
If it's
dream
on
my
the table,
dream.
it might happen.
Oh my
Do you
God.
think that God ever looks down and wonders what you created?
Fear of what he's created, something like that.
Oh my God. Okay. We're back to me for my final pick. I'm gonna go with a fun pick. I think Nick is gonna hate me for this one.
Please.
Home Alone 2: Lost in New York.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna crash out on me.
No, it was one, but I have something else in mind.
Totally fair. I was debating between this and another comedic sequel, but we'll talk about that in the honorable mentions if it doesn't get drafted. I don't think Meredith would draft it. Nick, I don't know if he would draft it either, but we'll see. I don't want to assume anything. The original Home Alone, my favorite Christmas film of all time, one of the great films ever made. There are a lot of people out there that prefer the second one over the first. I'm not one of those people, but I do love the second one. I mean, it is literally the same movie, but it's set in New York City. And obviously, New York was my city growing up. I still go into New York all the time. I love New York, and I love a good New York movie. We need to do a New York movie draft at some point down the road, because that would be like a really all-timer draft.
Yeah.
This movie is so fun. I watch it every Christmas. I can never just watch the first Home Alone without putting this on. Like, every time I watch Home Alone, I immediately put on this one. And it never gets old for me. There's a lot of great moments throughout the movie. I love everything with the Sticky Bandits. I love everything with them. Catherine O'Hara, rest in peace, Queen. We love you so much. Tim Curry was an awesome addition to this series. He's so menacing in this, and I love him to pieces. And yeah, I mean, it literally is the same exact movie, but it's good. I like it a lot.
Bigger and
Um,
better.
so yeah, Home Alone 2 Lost in New York.
I like
anyone
I like
have
the
anything to
first.
say?
I like the first one.
I do.
I watch it every once in a while in Christmas time. I must have seen this one a long time ago when I was a kid, but it's not a big one for me. But yeah, it's definitely it's still any Christmas movie is like it's got a season built right into it, so it's always like a good time to watch.
I do love the Home Alone movies, and Home Alone 2 in particular. I really enjoy. I actually love Kevin's relationship with the toy store owner and the
Mr. Duncan.
yes, I
Yeah.
thought that was like really sweet, honestly, and getting the two turtle doves. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then I also think the elaborate trap at the end. I think they just like elevated it and made it even better. So good solid pick.
I like that you
Yeah.
brought up the to turtle doves because for some reason this moment, I don't know what it is. I know it's not supposed to make me laugh, but it's kind of just the way Macaulay Culkin delivers the line where he's like, "Wow, I didn't know that. I just thought they were part of a song," and he's like, "They are."
Yeah, I've gone back and forth over the years whether one or two is my favorite. I think I just like the confinement of the first one. It feels like a contained story.
It's literally similar to how I feel about Alien and Aliens.
Right, exactly. But it is very good. There is a glaring problem with it nowadays. It plagues it a bit. But
Yeah.
but we can kind of move past that, kind
It's
of.
quick.
Yeah, it's quick. But yeah, I think it's just again bigger, not better, but bigger, and
Yes,
it is very entertaining. It's a classic holiday film.
absolutely. Probably the best Christmas sequel ever made. Yes,
I don't know.
maybe.
I do like the Santa Claus too.
I was gonna say
Oh, the Santa Claus 2 is pretty good too. I didn't even think about that one.
I'm waiting for the holdovers too.
I mean,
Yes, he's back as Paul Hunnam, and then he'll get his Oscar. Although it
should've
should be
put
for
at
Big
the
Fat
end.
Liar.
Paul
should have been
Hunnam
for
will
Big Fat
return.
Liar.
No,
I
the
just
movie
love
literally ends
Dominic
with him
Sessa.
becoming a Hollywood producer.
And that is Marty Wolf's origin story.
He changed his
God.
name from Paul Hunnam. He fixed
got
his eye.
younger.
He became
Yeah.
a Hollywood producer. And he changed his name from Paul Hunnam to Marty Wolf.
the big fat holdovers.
Yes.
Oh,
And then
my
Angus
turn.
Tully and Jason Shepard team up.
Oh God! Don't tease me.
What is going to be your
that,
final
anything
pick?
with the trilogy of Davine Joy Randolph, Dominic
Davine Joy
Sessa,
Randolph,
and Paul
and,
Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti, Dominic
God.
Sessa,
Sessa.
Donald Faison, Frankie Muniz. You know, Frankie Muniz just did the Malcolm in the Middle revival. Let's get him back into the stratosphere.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, well, well.
Oh boy.
Is this it? Is it
Let's
my
pick.
time?
Is this when you're going to be like, all right, for my final pick?
For my last trick. I have several picks I could go with, but I think I'm gonna go with a heart pick. And maybe it's cheating, but I'm gonna go with Creed 2. Michael B. Jordan is the man of the hour, as he always should be.
Oscar winner, Michael B. Jordan.
Oscar winner.
I knew he had it in him. Ever since, I don't know. Ever since, I honestly I can't remember. I think
The Wire.
Chronicle. Yeah, I
Friday
never
Night
watched
Lights.
The Wire. But yeah, when Creed was announced, I'm a huge Rocky fan. So when that was announced, it was a first impression. Why? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? And it was very good. I was really impressed with Creed. And then they announced Creed 2. And again, I was like, what are we doing? Why do we need this? And it was also very good. It is can be argued it is a fan service film. There's a lot of characters coming back. You've got Ivan Drago coming back. You have Bridget Nielsen coming back. Milo Ventimiglia coming back as Rocky's
Love
son.
He's great
So
on
with
This Is Us.
Never seen it. But yeah, we get a lot of characters coming back, all culminating in what is basically a rematch of Creed versus Drago, and I'm here for it. We also have the personal story with their daughter, with oh my God, what is her name?
Bianca.
Tessa Thompson. Yeah, their personal story, which is honestly didn't think they would go there. Didn't think they would do what they did with their daughter. So I think it's a really impressively made film. I even think that Creed 3 is awesome. I think what
Creed
Michael B.
3 is
Jordan-
awesome.
It's the fight scenes very anime centric. Very unfortunate what's happened to Jonathan Majors. But I think it stands on its own as a trilogy. They kind of Rocky was more in the background, and then Michael B. Jordan can take a franchise and make it its own. And I think Creed 2 is just it's fantastic.
I love Rocky as well. I love Creed. I love the first Creed. I think Creed was an example of a movie that, again, should not have worked at all, and for some reason was way better than it had any right to be. Creed 2 is my least favorite of the 3 Creeds that we've gone so far. But I do like it. It is sad that that's the last time that we'll probably ever see Rocky Balboa on screen. But yeah, I like the whole approach of it being essentially like a rematch to where the Rocky 4 of it all is finally catching up a bit more to Adonis and everything. It's a very good sequel. It's a really good sequel. Creed 3 though. Creed 3 is great. And the fact that that's a directorial debut is absolutely nuts
God.
to me. Like you brought up the anime influences in the fights. That knocked my socks off. And I'm so excited to see what he's doing with his next directorial outing, which is the Thomas Crown Affair. I think that's going to be a really good one. I have a good feeling about that one. Yeah, Creed 2 is very good. It's very good.
Creed 2 is very good. It's very good. No, I was a little later on the Creed movies. I only watched them for the first time because I was reviewing Creed 3, where I got into a screening and I was like, I need to watch all the Creed movies now. And I remember being like, it felt very Avengers-like of all the people that they were bringing in, which was a nice like gateway for me to be like, oh, because of this movie and this connection here. So, yeah, I enjoyed Creed 2 a lot. I haven't watched it since I saw Creed 3, so I should revisit one of these days. I should watch Rocky, honestly, for the first time. That'd be important. Anyways.
Yeah, this is a blind spot for me, both Rocky and Creed series.
That's insane. That's
Just
insane.
I hate boxing too, but I just like love this franchise.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to be into the sport to like the sports movie, but yeah, just never really came across my desk. But I'm sure I'll check them out at some point.
Came
Put it
across
in
my
your
desk.
schedule.
Came across my desk. All right, now Meredith. Not only is this your final pick, it's the final pick of the entire draft. So how are you going to wrap up today's draft?
Wow, it's so much pressure. I gotta say, well done for all of us. Just the sequels that have been picked, they're all really great. I'm looking at everybody's outline or everyone's team, and I'm like, man, it's such a good mix of stuff. And I look at mine, and I'm like, I'm happy with everything that I have on there. But it does feel like I'm missing a superhero movie, and if you know me, it feels incomplete because of it. And I've been going back and forth of like which one do I go with, because honestly it comes down to two, because Winter Soldier's off the table. And it might be a little bit of recency bias, but like I've yet to see anything top what I saw in this movie. So for my last pick, I'm going with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my goodness. How Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse really showed we have been so limited in what we can do, or we've been putting ourselves in a box and what we could do with animation. And I think Into the Spider-Verse just like kicked open the door of, no, we can be expressive. There's so much more, especially in American animation, that we can do. And hats off to Lord and Miller for just like bringing a comic book to life. So you have Into the Spider-Verse, but now how do you make the sequel? And my goodness, what a sequel they made. They are continuing to stretch the bounds of like what they're doing with that animation style, but then they're adding the entire multiverse of Spider-Man, which like I just couldn't get enough. But it's also a personal story for Gwen Stacy, Haley Steinfeld, Queen of Buffalo, her
Mrs. Josh Allen.
Mrs. Josh Allen.
No, he's Mr. Haley
Mr.
Steinfeld.
Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, Mr. So, I love the story that they tell with her and how she gets to a place where she can trust people again and be able to kind of rally people together for Miles. And then Miles has his own personal story this time around that, like, as big as this cast is, it always comes back to Miles. And I think that's like the strongest part of the Spider-Verse movies. Also shout out to my man Oscar Isaac as
Daddy Oscar Isaac.
My man.
He is fantastic as the antagonist kind of character, and just like his worldview and how it clashes with Miles. These movies are such a love letter to Spider-Man. So yes, Spider-Man 2 is up there. It's great. But I honestly think Across the Spider-Verse, like, those movies hit me more and what it has to say about what it means to be Spider-Man, more than Peter Parker's personal character. And I love Tom Holland. I love Tobey Maguire. I love Andrew Garfield. And I love No Way Home. But this did the multiverse in such an expressive, exciting, electrifying way that I did get to watch. What is that theater called? The one that like around. Yes, I got to see it that way, and swinging through was so freaking cool. So, yeah, Across the Spider-Verse.
I think that I absolutely love the first one, Into the Spider-Verse, and I think that just considering that to be like a perfect movie, I think my expectations were maybe a little high, or I don't know, I was a little picky about Across the Spider-Verse. I remember just thinking it was like a little more convoluted than I wanted it to be. The first one just feels so like pure and just really like streamlined superhero movie, but also so creative. But again, it's just really cool to be in this world. And like you said, it like blew the door open on a huge animated film and what that could look like, what a multiverse how that can function. So yeah, I definitely want to see, once we have the third one, like the trilogy as a whole, like that might be top tier trilogies that we've had, this century.
Yeah, I love both of them equally. I think that I do like Into the Spider-Verse a tad more, only because I've seen that more times. I've only seen Across the Spider-Verse once. I haven't seen it since it came out. It was very overwhelming, and I say that as a compliment. I didn't think that they were going to like go to the places that they went with that movie, not just with the story, but with the animation. I was really blown away by the work that was done on that film, and I am very excited for Beyond the Spider-Verse. I'm really, really, really ready to see what they do with that. The images that they dropped last week sold me enough. I'm waiting for a trailer. I know that trailer was going to blow up all over social media when it comes out because a lot of people are really looking forward to coming back to the Spider-Verse world and seeing what's going on with these characters, especially with that massive cliffhanger at the end of Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, it's great. And, in the back of my head, because I didn't do any research to see what all of you thought of these sequels and everything, but there was a teeny tiny part of me that really thought that because Veronica always talks about how Oscar Isaac is her baby, that she was going to draft this movie so that she had an Oscar Isaac movie on her team. Otherwise, she could have drafted The Last Jedi, which has Oscar Isaac as well.
I can't see him in this one, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but you could hear his beautiful voice.
Yeah, I can hear his voice, which is also great.
It's great, though. It's very good.
I mean, can we talk honorable mentions yet, or like?
Nick, do you have anything to say about Across
You
the
can
Spider-Verse?
you can skip over me. I need to rewatch these because they did not really hit for me at the time. They're beautiful to look at. It's incredible work, but
yeah,
I definitely need to give them another shot.
Well, that's it. We made our teams. We did it. Before we get into doing the honorable mentions, as Meredith alluded to, let's just recap our team. So, Meredith, since you were the first team, recap your team for us, please.
Yeah, so my elite team, as what I'm referring to it, I have drafted Paddington 2, The Godfather Part 2, Toy Story 2, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and Spider-Man in Across the Spider-Verse.
And Nick, what is your team?
Well, I have The Dark Knight, T2 Judgment Day, T2 Train Spotting, Blade Runner, T2 2049, Top Gun, Maverick, and Creed 2.
C2. C2, Creed.
T2, T-Guns, Maverick.
And for my team, I drafted The Empire Strikes Back, Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, Shrek 2, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Evil Dead 2, and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. And Veronica, what was your team?
So I have Spider-Man 2, Before Sunset, Aliens, High School Musical 2, Back to the Future Part 2, and Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan.
Wow. All great teams, not going to lie. All pretty eclectic teams. Listen, I think it's based that Veronica literally has a Before trilogy film, an Alien film, and High School Musical 2.
Yeah, I don't know about the best, but I think mine might be the most wide-ranging.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. All right, so now we're going to just quickly mention some honorable mentions because I'm sure there are a ton to talk about. Meredith, since you posed the question, why don't you go first to give us some of your honorable mentions?
Yeah, I mean, I had a laundry list, on the side just waiting, to be prepared. So my honorable mentions would include The Last Jedi. I love Oscar Isaac in that. Dune Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Batman Returns.
Yes.
Inside Out 2. Glass Onion.
Oh, Glass Onion, yeah. That would have been interesting.
Hunger Games Catching Fire.
I almost drafted that. I almost put that on my team.
I was between that and X-Men Days of Future Past, honestly.
Oh.
I was like Jennifer Lawrence, one of those.
I love Days of Future Past.
I love Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
John Wick Chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
Puss in Boots The Last Wish.
Mm-hmm.
Chronicles of Narnia Prince Caspian. Yes. And Meet the Fockers.
Oh, Meet the Fockers. Are you looking forward to Focker-in-Law?
No.
No, you're not.
I'm not.
Unequivocal.
But,
Will
you
you
know
watch
what?
it, though, or no?
We'll see. We'll see.
That's impressive. Nothing on my list was on your list remaining. That was...
So, what are your honorable mentions, Nick? I'm curious to hear yours.
I have Halloween 2.
I
have Rocky 2.
Rocky 2, yeah.
Jackass number 2.
Oh, Love Jackass 2. Can't wait for the new one.
Kill Bill Volume 2.
I had that, but I was afraid that it wouldn't count because of the whole bloody affair thing. So that's why I kept it on ice.
Let's briefly talk about that. Would that count as a direct sequel, or is it just like the second half? Because Tarantino shot the whole thing as one movie. So
if you ask
I don't
Tarantino,
care what
it's the same movie,
Tarantino
so that
did.
he fits into his little 10-movie thing.
I don't give a fuck.
he
what
hates
did.
Paul Dano, so we shouldn't care what he says.
That's true.
Yeah, he's a butthead.
He is.
I think it would count.
Yeah, I would say it would count too.
There are a lot of movies that were filmed, sequentially and everything. But that's,
Yeah,
still
it was
separate
down
movie.
my list, so
Right.
I wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, Sherlock Holmes: A Game of Shadows.
Yes.
I think that's the superior one.
You're a Guy Ritchie fan, right?
I love Guy Ritchie. Not so much recently, but I'll still watch everything he does.
Right.
because I love him. Avatar: Way of Water.
Yes.
Dawn of the Dead. And then The Human Condition 2, Road to Eternity.
A lot of horror mentions on your list.
Well, horror is an easy genre to jump into sequels, so yeah, I didn't think I'd have to get down to Human Condition 2, but I had it just in case. I had it in my back pocket.
What about you, Veronica? Do you have any honorable mentions?
For me, I sort of kind of split it a little bit by genre, but sort of like franchise stuff. I think kind of the big one that we left off was Temple of Doom, which
Yeah.
I solidly
Thought about
like
it.
Raiders and Last Crusade better than Temple of Doom, so I wasn't too sad to let that one go. But
Right.
let's see, Guardians 2, Hellboy 2.
Love
Star Trek-
Hellboy too.
Yeah. Star Trek Into Darkness, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest,
Oh,
Chamber of Secrets. I'm not a huge Twilight person, but New Moon, I can appreciate.
New
both
Moon
movies.
rocks.
Yeah. I think that's probably the best one, yeah. For animated stuff, okay, I believe it was a direct-to-video sequel, but Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea.
Yes.
Ariel's daughter, Melody, come on. Let's hear
So
it.
good.
Ursula has an evil sister. Let's go. That one's great. I
Ursula's
also
crazy
like-
sister.
Yeah. I also like
man.
Incredibles 2, Madagascar 2, Frozen 2, and then I wish I had more like comedy sort of. Also Scream 2 for horror.
Love Scream 2. That's my favorite of the series.
Yeah, horrors like Scream 2, Doctor Sleep, or Ouija: Origin of Evil.
Oh,
Neither of
Doctor
them
put me to
are-
sleep.
Doctor put me to sleep.
Neither of them are my favorite Mike Flanagan movies, but I absolutely adore Mike Flanagan, so I'll get to talk about him at some point. But comedy stuff, I like Anchorman 2, Ghostbusters 2, Horrible Bosses 2. I love the Trip movies, so the Trip to Italy would be the one that qualifies here.
Oh,
I haven't
oh
seen
my
those.
god, I didn't even think
I
about
love them.
that.
Yeah, that was
So
definitely.
good.
And then I love the National Lampoon's Vacation series, but European is like probably my least favorite, so that would
Yeah.
be one
I
qualifying
haven't
here.
even seen that one.
Big Top Pee-wee, that was like derided in its day, but I kind of like it. And of course, Princess Diaries 2, The Royal
Yes.
Engagement. Chris Pine in a few of these sequels showing up. Okay, and then Twisters I also really loved recently.
Like, Twisters was very good.
Freakier Friday I liked recently.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Much better than it should have been.
Yeah. A very Brady sequel and Kingsman: The Golden Circle. think that
I
covers
love a
it
very
all.
Brady sequel so much.
Yeah.
I watched that so much growing up.
I would have loved to bring up Chamber of Secrets just to talk about Harry Potter, but it's my least favorite.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It's like it's not worth it.
Well, maybe when we do the eventual like threequel episode where we talk about third installments, and we should bring back this whole team.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yes.
We should do this whole team, and then someone could draft Prisoner of
Yeah.
Azkaban.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, I don't have a ton of honorable mentions to add because you guys brought up a lot of them. I guess the only one that I wrote down that wasn't mentioned, actually, there's two of them. The Raid 2, which is a really
Oh
good
my
action
God.
sequel.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought about
ver-
that, but I
very
haven't watched
good,
it in so long.
Very good action sequel. And American Pie 2. I love American Pie 2. I love I love the American Pie movies very much. They're very special to me. And I really do love the second one, and I watch it every summer. Like, it's a go-to summer movie for me. And one of my all-time favorite needle drops is in that movie when they're walking. Nick will probably know this and everything. It's when they're walking back from the beach. He's like, "Do we need to carry you?" And they're like, "I'll walk." And then it's the I don't remember what the song was on top of my head. I forgot which one it was. Just shows how much of a fan I am of it. But
Yeah, I've only seen it
Such a
once.
great needle drop, you know.
It's so good.
It just dropped right out of
well,
your head.
I mean, it does open with a Blink 182. Well, it does open with a Blink 182 song. So
Yeah, well, they did that in the first one, so.
yeah, and you know what? It gets me every single time. You just know how to hook me with a Blink 182 song. But yeah, American Pie 2 is great. I'm sure there's some sequels that
Sandlot 2?
no thanks.
Okay.
I don't think I've seen it.
No,
Yeah,
no
it was-
thanks.
I was so scared I was gonna like completely forget something and then be like, oh my god.
There
but
probably is
I
something.
think we covered a lot of them.
I think so
I did
too.
I did a deep dive at work yesterday. I was really working on the clock.
Yes.
All right, well, I think we got it. I think that concludes our direct sequels draft. So be sure to vote on our Twitter and Instagram.
And with that is a wrap on today's episode of Sound Like It Were Real. But before we sign off and plug our socials, we have a very special announcement for you guys. Tell them, Veronica.
Yeah, we have a lot of exciting episodes coming your way, from reviews to drafts, a little bit of everything for everyone, like we like to do here. So starting now, we'll have 2 episodes per week on Mondays and Thursdays.
It's been an absolute joy getting to do this podcast over the last few months, and we're very, very excited to keep it going.
Yeah, really, words can't describe how appreciative me and Bryan are of all the support we've received. So we can't wait to bring twice as much Some Like It Real to your ears every week.
And now with all that out of the way, thank you for joining us for today's draft. If you're interested in following along our journey, you could find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Bryan Sutfield.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Vero Albarella and on Letterboxd at Alba_real_A.
And once again, major thanks to Meredith and Nick for joining us today. Meredith, where can the listeners find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd and Blue Sky, I guess, too, at Meredith Loftus. And you can watch or read some of my interviews that I've been doing recently over at collider.com.
And Nick, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at BickNisel, and you can find me on Letterboxd at Filmies Nick. I've also been posting more to my YouTube channel, also Filmies Nick. Hope to see you there.
Me and Veronica were in a special video that you made, which was
Yeah,
really,
it was
really
so
fun.
cool.
I did. Thank you guys for participating. That was really fun to make, and I'm was really, really appreciative of everybody that was involved with that.
It was an awesome video. Go give Meredith and Nick a follow. Links will be in the description. And you can follow the show on all socials at Some Like It Real, as well as on YouTube at Some Like It Real. Be sure to subscribe and share it around and tune in every Monday and Thursday for a new episode of Some Like It Real on podcast platforms.
We'll see you next time.